Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are giving you some podcasting from a different angle, diagonal.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
So we actually have the three of us in. This will be the first video with all three of us. It's myself and Jory, who's usually on the channel. And we have Steve.
What up?
Who has been on some videos and taught me how to use Photoshop and was the editor
The
photo editor for a while. Because I was kind of dumb at it. But what we're doing, this really isn't going to be a video per se. I might put up, I don't know what we're going to do. But this is probably going to just be a podcast. We're going to be talking about our favorite movies.
Woohoo!
From each genre kind of thing. It's not really a top 10, just, shooting the shit. So, to get this started, we're going to start with horror, because horror is one of my favorites.
And again, agree to disagree, guys.
Yeah.
If you have any comments about what your favorites are for these genres, then let us know.
Yeah, and we got some weird picks here too. But so we're gonna start with horror. So I had to put down Hellraiser 1 and 2 as one full movie together. Hellraiser actually isn't that great of a movie. They're done well. The body horror is top notch even to this day. But the books, the
I didn't even know
Hellraiser is what I love.
I didn't even know they were books.
Yeah.
Until they were movies.
The Hellbound Heart is what they're originally called.
And Clive Barker wrote them.
I actually don't know. We're on our first thing and we don't even have the research done. But yeah, when someone's talking about something else, I'll check into that. But yeah, I definitely had to put those on. It's not just because of Pinhead. He is awesome though. But they're not slashers. It's more
psychological.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is what I love about it. It's so good. And again, the body horror is just fucking top notch. But so what about you, Steve?
Mine actually is Silence of the Lambs, and that one, just with Hannibal Lecter being in that movie, he really actually delivers such creepy lines, and with the actor that they had, just so iconic. I even listened to the audiobook, and going through that, seeing the similarities from the movie and even the book just together, just how well the lines are with that.
Yeah, I remember watching that at a young age and being really creeped out at the scenes, especially when he's talking to Clarice.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Such iconic lines in there.
So, I did check. It is Clive Barker. He did write the book.
Okay, cool.
So, I was pretty sure he did, but I wanted to fact check.
It's always good to fact check.
But yeah.
Speaking of which, that was a book before a movie too, right?
Yeah, it was actually. While I go into my audiobooks. Jory, what's yours?
Mine is The Exorcist. Again, also a book before a movie. And this is gonna sound weird, guys, but I'm more creeped out by things that couldn't really exist, but we don't really know yet. Like spirits or demons, rather than psychos with masks or things in nature that can kill you. But yes, a lot of like Steve said, a lot of iconic lines and scenes in that movie. Especially the thought of a demon possessing a young innocent girl and what it's putting her through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I just really love the whole exorcism part, especially when Marin and I forget the name of the other priest.
It's been so long since I've actually sat down and watched it.
This is so stupid because I just recently watched it for the Halloween kind of month. So I think it's Father Damon, but I could be wrong. But anyways, yeah, they had that battle to drive the demon out of her at the end, and it's really good, and I highly recommend it, and check it out.
Nice. Going back to The Silence of the Lambs of who wrote it, it was Thomas Harris.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys pick like real life shit, kind of. Well,
Yeah.
Exorcist, possibly real life.
Yeah.
Hellraiser's a bit out there.
Pretty much.
But yeah, like
Still dealing with demons and
yeah.
yeah.
The reason why I had to put 1 and 2 is they literally start right after each other, and then like 3 to 9 don't just pretend they don't exist. They're not that good. 3 is where they turned it into a slasher movie.
I hate when they actually do that and change up the way how the
Because
movies go.
like Jason and Freddy became super popular.
Mhm.
And then after that, it was just, oh, we have this movie that's almost done. Oh shit, we're about to lose the Hellraiser license. Put Pinhead in it so we can keep it for another 4 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of the movies after that, like Pinhead's in it for like 2 minutes.
I will give it this. I mean, the first two were way more innovative than just like some masked weirdo chasing you down.
Yeah.
So
It was like your own desire causing your demise. But we'll head to our next category.
Yes. Which is thriller, and my choice actually is Shutter Island. I love this movie, just the way how the story does flow with it, and just where you're following this investigation going through on Shutter Island, and you keep going through it.
Fun fact, I have never watched Shutter Island.
Really?
Nope.
I think it's one of Scorsese's best movies.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Leo's great in it.
Brilliant in it. I really can't say much more about this movie because it will start revealing things, and I don't want to do a spoiler.
Yeah, that's one thing I did hear is like you can't really talk much about it.
No, yeah, that's as far as I could actually talk about it. That's it.
Now,
Unfortunately.
I won't mention it. I won't like spoil it. But would you say it is an easy thing to figure out?
Watching it again, yes, but when I was going through the first time,
I mean, when you're like first watching it,
I was young
Oh, okay.
when I was first watching it. So I would say me just watching it as a young person, no, but I probably would say yes.
It's a lot like Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Like, the less you talk about it, the better it is for other people watching.
Exactly.
Not to sound like pretentious or anything.
Oh,
but
here it comes.
I had a good guess of what was actually going on when I first watched it, and I was actually glad. But no, the Cabin in the Woods thing, like I was like, what the hell? Like, didn't see it coming.
It's just a movie about a cabin in some woods. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even telling you that is almost too much.
That is. So, Jory, what's yours?
Mine is Psycho from 1969. Or
not the one with Norman Bates?
not 1960. Sorry.
Oh, no, just I said that wrong. It's Norman Bates is the guy.
mean
Vince Vaughn.
Oh no, 1960. That's I'm getting to the ear, Bishop. I'm getting to the ear.
Yeah, let him finish. Come on.
Alfred Hitchcock. It's classic. Highly recommended black and white movies. I know, like everyone's like, oh, black and white. They're all so slow and boring, but the suspense and the build up is great in the movie. Anthony Perkins is amazing as Norman Bates, and it stars Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, Janet Leigh. She was like one of the original scream queens. So, and you know, who can forget about that iconic shower scene with that music?
Actually, have you checked out the Bates Motel at all?
Yes, and
Is it
I
any
am
good?
not liking it as much.
Okay.
Good. I was looking at it, and now it's like kind of questioning it.
Because I've heard mixed.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings about it. It's like, I like the whole murder mystery aspect, but then I hate like the whole teen drama aspect. I can't talk today. Of the
Thank God
show.
we're doing the podcast.
Yes.
Everyone can hear how human I am.
You're human?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! I just learned this now.
So you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so my thriller is a movie that I've watched a billion times. It's Seven. Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt. This movie is so good. Oh, and Ed Norton. So good. I have a thing for Seven Deadly Sins. So this movie is the epitome of like everything I like. But just killer killing people based on the 7 deadly sins, and an amazing twist that a lot of people are parodying, like doing parodies of right now. The what's in the box?
Yeah.
That's from 7.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen this one yet, so I will have to put it on my watch list.
This I would definitely suggest, and even on top of that, it's definitely Brad Pitt when he's at his hottest, so you'll enjoy it.
Ah, nice.
Freeman's excellent too, as usual.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, awesome.
Oh, it was Kevin Spacey. I said Ed Norton, didn't I?
You did.
Yes, I know. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Oh my god, I am doing good. So, but yeah, like, and again, this is one of those movies. Like what I've said is pretty much all you need to know to go into it, and also it rains a lot there.
Right.
But yeah, anything else spoils the fun of this movie. Definitely watch it. But yeah, so we'll go from horror and thriller to the next closest thing, comedy.
Yes.
Actually, mine's pretty close. Yep.
What is
Wait
it?
till we get to mine.
Well, you're up.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
am I up? Oh, okay. It's Ghostbusters.
Which
The
Ghostbusters? Are we talking
sorry,
about the horrible one?
1984.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the recent one.
No,
Oh, come on.
I haven't checked it out yet.
Okay.
I trust people.
Before you get into like talking about the good one, and I know you're not saying the new one is. The new one has better action. I'll give it that.
That's the only thing I'm giving it.
But there was some bad choices. But the action is actually good because, like, the old
Because
ones,
the old
like,
ones, they're just standing in
the
one
action
spot.
scenes, they're just standing there. Like,
Yeah.
the most action you get is the buffet scene, or where they're going after Slimer because they're running all over the place.
Mhm.
But yeah, continue. I just want to get that out of the way so we talk about the good one.
Just the way the three main guys work off each other. Of course, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Harold Ramis. Rest in peace. It's just comedic gold.
Yeah.
It's basically where I've got my sarcastic, witty sense of humor from. Also, like, this thing just really blew up commercially, like, the merchandise alone, like, and, you know, like everyone says, this movie was like lightning in a bottle, like,
Yeah.
and just the whole idea, and just I think the biggest comedic aspect of it is like, okay, like, we're dealing with ghosts here, and ghosts are like, who the hell knows with their science and everything really know how to deal with ghosts, but they somehow come up with these things to capture the ghosts and put them away. So,
and it makes sense too. It's not like one of these movies where it doesn't, when you're wondering what the science really is. It could make sense.
It could. But to quote some very good lyric. It's good when you can't say
lyrically.
Wordsmith. There we go.
There we go.
Epic rap battle. Positrons don't react like that. It's bullshit science.
Yes. But it's good bullshit science. Come on.
It could work.
Good work.
But not the way they present it. But it's a fantasy fun romp. So I'm not gonna bust its balls too bad.
You know, a lot of great lines in it too. Like, that's one big Twinkie when Egon's explaining like what could happen.
This man doesn't have a dick. Or this man has no dick. That's what.
Yes.
Is it true what they say? Yes, this man has no dick. Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Yeah. So, with my comedy, and this one could also be like fucking almost every other thing on this list, but it's Hot Fuzz in the Cornetto trilogy. This movie, oh my god, like, a big thing with me is pacing. I can watch a bad movie with good pacing and enjoy myself, but I can't enjoy a good movie with bad pacing. This movie is probably the most amazingly paced movie. Every single line said comes back on itself later. Like even the phone book joke. Should we start the phone book? Should I call Aaron Aronson? And at the end of the movie, the kid that he saves from the bad guy, that's Aaron Aronson. Like just a stupid little throwaway line comes back on itself. And it's just comedic gold. It's just, it's the greatest movie. It's probably one of my favorite movies. Definitely my top 5.
Yeah. That is an awesome movie.
It is.
And like, I almost wanted to put the whole Cornetto trilogy.
I think I like Sean a little bit more, but
yeah, like
that's just me.
If I had the time, I would probably watch Hot Fuzz twice and then watch the other 2. Like,
fair.
So good.
Yeah.
I'll even say like on my scale, like these guys know my rating scale.
Mm.
I don't give 10s. Like out of 10, I don't give 10s. There's no movie that's perfect. I'd probably say Hot Fuzz is right there. It's almost a 10. It's probably like a 9.5.
That's close.
Because the thing with this movie is it ends, and I wish it didn't. So it loses 0.5 for that.
Fair.
So I'll never give it a 10. It's just there's no way someone can make perfect. Yeah. But that's my comedy. Everybody should watch that movie. It's amazing. Actually, Super Troopers was almost. I almost put Super Troopers, but I couldn't say no to Hot Fuzz. But yeah. So what's your comedy?
Mine is Airplane. You know that old iconic one. Pacing's well with it.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
And Leslie Nielsen is hilarious in it. Like,
I'm glad you said it because I was probably gonna fuck up and say like Liam Neeson. That would be a very different movie.
Surely you can't be serious so that.
I am, and don't call me Shirley. Yeah, it would be really weird if Liam Neeson did.
Yes.
Don't call me Shirley, and I will kill you. Like,
just the jokes in that one.
Yeah, like I'm actually like spoilers for my list, but I'm actually surprised I don't have anything on with him in it because he was like one of my favorites growing up.
Yeah,
I definitely learned some comedic things from him.
I'm surprised that 100% that's not on your list because it's pun heavy.
Yeah,
but then again, you don't like puns at all.
No.
You're not a very punny guy.
For those of you who don't know, I pun a lot. But yeah, Airplane. Oh, super good.
Yes. Of course. And even special shout out to Young Frankenstein as well, too,
yes.
With that. Just going on that kind of same kind of humor where it's kind of like that slapstick, old school kind of humor. I love those kind of comedies so much.
It's also like a satire, too, unlike all these like older action horror movies.
Yeah.
So what do you got? Oh no, we started with you, Jory.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess we're back to me. So now we're up to sci-fi, and again, this is another movie wins because of its pacing. Is Starship Troopers. This movie is amazing, and again, the next ones in the series are terrible.
And I've only seen that one.
Yeah, same.
You're good. Just stop there. Just watch Starship Troopers again.
I think the military satire is hilarious.
Yes, the comedy of it, like the fact they're fighting bugs, and just it's very well done. Even the CG holds up today. It's not great.
Well, I mean, it's late 90s CG.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect?
But it's still good.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost on par with, like, Jurassic Park 1 CGI.
Yeah.
Almost.
Where
true.
it's like, it's still really good. You can tell when they're using it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely tell, like, it's a new medium to use.
Exactly.
And they do use a lot of practical, which helps it.
Oh yeah, with like the queen bug or whatever.
Yeah, like the queen bugs, and then when they're like up on top of the big scarab thing.
Okay,
like, and he's hanging off, like that's all done with practical. But yeah, Starship Troopers. I love this movie. A lot of people don't. I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't like its tone,
then you're not.
It is very heavy on its own tone.
Yeah.
It is very far up its own ass. But I love its tone and just like do you want to know more? Like they don't overuse that. They do in the second one. That comes up like every 10 seconds. And it's annoying. But they do everything just enough. And I love it.
It was like my first introduction to Neil Patrick Harris too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But yeah, so Starship Troopers definitely, yeah. Well, I actually had this as my action for a while. But yeah, so that's me. What's your sci-fi there, Steven?
Mine actually is Serenity, and I'm a big, huge Firefly fan. So when I was so upset when they canceled the second
so was
season.
I.
Yeah.
And I was even more bummed out because the last episode wasn't that great.
No, and
it might be a little bit my fault because I never supported it or watched it. So I still to this day have never watched it.
You monster!
Do you want to borrow?
I don't think I can get through that many seasons. There's only one season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus a movie.
Yeah, plus a movie.
Which I'm talking about this movie. So kind of finish up at least the main story of it.
Yeah.
And that was great in that part there. It was really well done.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion and the rest of those guys did a good job.
Beautiful.
Joss Whedon.
Yes. Of course, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Josh Whedon shows up on my list.
Hopefully he can make the Justice League movie coming out better.
Oh God, no one can save that movie.
No. Wait, he's doing that?
Well, he took over after Zack Snyder had some sort of emergency or whatever.
Actually, that's like really tragic. Like, I think it was his kid had a heart attack or heart issue or something.
Oh,
yeah, that sucks.
So he just doesn't have the drive to direct a big movie like that. Like his life is literally in shambles right
exactly. I don't blame him.
now. So he had to step down. They brought in Josh Whedon. Hopefully he can bring in that Avengers gold.
Hopefully
for them.
It looks like it in the trailers, but who knows?
I don't know. The thing is, like, the reason why Avengers was so good is because it had the build up.
Exactly. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
that's true. DC hasn't been really good at movie world building. So
as I said, it's come up a few times between me and Jory playing games, but like I'm not a DC fan, or I'm not a big DC fan. I like some of the stuff they do, but I want their movies to be amazing because it forces Marvel to not get lazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying Marvel's gotten lazy with their movies, but they can afford to.
They're getting a little like complacent in their movies right now. And they do need a little bit of competition.
So, yeah, the competition will only make both better.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And mine is, being a big Star Wars fan, The Empire Strikes Back.
Who saw that coming?
I know, right?
What can I say about this movie? It's the second installment, one of the most, revered sequels of all time.
Second installment, fifth movie. No, sixth movie.
Yeah, technically.
Forgot about Rogue One.
But what can I say? The heroes are at a very dark point in their lives. The Empire is really honing down on them. There's a great climactic battle between Luke and Vader, and one of the most iconic reveals in movie history. I won't ruin it if nobody has seen it yet, but
you really should see it.
Yeah, you really should. It's the best in the series. Everyone loves that scene, but the scene I love better than that is when Luke is on Dagobah training with Yoda, and he's just, being all whiny Luke, like, I can't pull the X-Wing out of the swamp. Pulling the X-Wing out of the swamp, and Yoda's just like, oh yeah, well, sit down and I'll show you, young pup, and, he lifts the X-Wing out of the swamp, and, you got that iconic John Williams score. Just gives me goosebumps every time. and I think it's Yoda's theme, and and Luke's just like, I don't believe it, and Yoda's just like, that is why you fail.
Are you serious, motherfucker?
Yeah. Yoda just backhands him like, bitch, you need to get believing.
Don't make me force you. So, like, I love Star Wars too, but my favorite thing to do is make fun of Jory for liking Star Wars because.
I get it. There's a lot of inconsistencies and stuff.
Well, not even that. Just like to be fair, I've seen the Orig Tridge. I love that saying for it. I love the Orig Tridge. I've watched it billions of times.
Who hasn't?
The bad Tridge. Or I guess new Tridge, I guess it'd be called.
Prequels.
Prequels. I've only seen New Hope New Hope's
Phantom Menace.
Because it was built up that was going to be amazing. Like, if you go back and watch the trailers, the trailers make that movie look like it's going to be a fucking 11 out of 10.
I agree.
Whoever did those trailers, like, deserves a fucking raise or whatever, even though it's been so long. But
probably won an award.
So we went and watched it in theaters, and it was disappointing. I actually haven't sat down and watched Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith all together. I've seen the parts.
Yeah. Revenge of the Sith is probably the best one.
See, my big thing is, like, I don't think they needed to be as stupid with that final fight. It should have been more of an emotional fight.
It should have, yes.
Than just, 100%. Look at us do backflips and fight for 45 minutes.
I gotta admit, they were more, the fight scenes were more lively than just, like, standing in one spot and going, like, moving your wrists back and forth.
But, like, that fight scene needed to be more like in the Clone Wars. Not the CG one they did, like the newer one, the big
one. Which isn't that bad, to be honest.
They did a one season anime.
Oh, yeah, it was...
the animated one?
I've seen, like, an episode.
Tarakovsky, he created it.
It needed to be like the fight between Anakin and... Starts with a
Ventress?
Ventress.
Yeah.
Because that was emotion-based.
It was.
That's what that fight needed to be, not who can do more flips.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, again, those aren't, I wouldn't say they're terrible movies, but it's just, I don't know, I just didn't like the feel of them. But Empire Strikes Back, definitely my favorite. I totally agree with Jory.
Yeah, it's badass.
The movie that made my favorite thing popular, which is the heroes are losing. And they still, like, even at the end of it, they weren't not even winning.
Yeah,
like, they're still losing.
Like,
they get together, that's about it.
Yep. Like, oh, shit, we gotta get our buddy back.
And that's like my favorite trope, is just the heroes are losing, and you don't know if they're gonna come back.
That's awesome.
And that's my sci-fi.
Okay, so now we're on to fantasy.
Fantasy, yes. Fantasy, actually, for mine is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That prequel to the Harry Potter series.
I seen that last year. It was good.
Yes.
So there's going to be an ongoing trend with me. There's a lot of movies on here, on mine, that a lot of people haven't even heard of, or like have heard of but not really seen. Again, I didn't watch many of the Star Wars movies. I've only watched 3 of the Harry Potters. Mm. I haven't seen this movie. Like big popular movies, it's not even like, oh, I'm too good to watch these movies. It just never happened.
Yeah, I like Harry Potter because it got less whimsy. Like, it just became a lot more darker and serious.
Yeah, exactly. So. And it continues on with that trend where you get a bit more darker with Fantastic Beasts kind of world. It's still
same director too, I think, of the last few Harry Potter movies.
And we got J.K. Rowling writing it.
Yes, and it's important to have her. I mean,
unlike that monstrosity of a play that happened, who remembers that name anyways? No one remembers it.
Yeah, I heard it's not received well.
No, it's not.
Oh, which one are we talking about?
The Cursed Child?
That one.
Okay, I don't know.
Just pretend that you never heard that name. That's the best.
It's like Voldemort. You can't speak its name.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much. It is the play that shall not be named.
So no nose McGee.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I it's like fucking Harry Potter. I know very little of the lore. Like And again, it's not because I don't like it. It's not that I don't even think. I don't even think I will like. It's not something I don't think I would dislike.
No, yeah.
It's just never happened for me to watch them.
I think you would like them, but now to get into the lore, you have to go through the website. You have to watch all the movies. You have to go and read articles now. And once you get invested into it as much as I have, you understand the lore and.
So they destiny in it.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm now invested way too much invested in this that I got to keep going with this. Where I'm waiting for the next 4 movies to come out.
Yeah, so
point where I even know my Ilmori house, which I forget which name it is now that I have.
So I think it was Prisoner of Azkaban or Azkaban or whatever.
Azkaban.
That's the last one I see. And again, if I were to sit back, I'd have to watch them again because there's a lot I don't remember. So, but yeah, that's.
You stopped at one of the ones.
Really? You thought that was I thought that was pretty damn, that's when it started picking up.
It picked up actually at the 4th one.
Okay, well, to each their own.
Yeah, fuck your opinion.
Pretty much.
To each their own.
Who cares about yours? Speaking of your opinion.
Yeah, what's your fantasy? Don't go to what's your favorite fantasy movie? I'm sorry.
Yes.
You gotta keep this slightly PG.
Oh, no. Let's see. My favorite fantasy of all time is probably The Clash of the Titans, 1981. It really got me into stop motion effects and Greek mythology.
All that Harryhausen.
Harryhausen is amazing.
Yeah, Harryhausen.
Yes, Ray Harryhausen.
Right? Yeah. I was like, there's another syllable to that. But I was like, I don't think it's on his last name though.
Story about the son of Zeus, betrothed to this one girl, but she's been stolen away, and she's supposed to rule this kingdom, and he has to go fight his way to get her back. You know, it's the classic tale of a hero rescuing the damsel. I especially love the Bishop. You will agree with me on this one. The Medusa part.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
Medusas are one of my favorite fucking creatures. I think they're so cool.
And how he has to travel over the river of death to get to Medusa to get her head. And you know what? I won't say anymore. Just go and watch it. It's a classic.
And I will, because I've not watched it.
Yes, I recommend.
You've actually sold it to me.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Yeah,
I think I know you like that kind of stuff too. So
you definitely know the one line: "The release the Kraken."
Yeah, release the Kraken. Yeah.
Probably one of the biggest, and well, maybe not the first, but one of the first big movie lines that got me crazy. But is that all you got?
Yep.
All right, because my fantasy. Ooh, we're gonna get into it.
Getting steamy in this podcast.
my favorite fantasy type movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So it's a new one, but again, I was gonna put Guardians 1 because at first I thought I liked Guardians 1 better, just because it introduces the characters and stuff. But just the fact that Guardians 2 starts off, they don't do the group's fighting against, they gotta relearn to be a family. They start with a fight and everybody's working together.
Mm-hmm.
Drax kind of does his Drax thing, but he's being himself.
Yes.
And they don't really do that. Of course, Rocket Raccoon is kind of a dick.
But that's right.
But that's the story of him. I actually think that movie is more about growing Rocket than it is about the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie, as soon as we got out of the theater, I was just like,
my heartstrings.
Not only that, but just there was not one time watching that movie I was like, the CG's terrible, or they overdid it. Almost every scene has CG in it, especially because Rocket and Groot and a lot of the cityscapes. But it all looks amazing, and they do enough where there's always something practical in the scene, so it tricks your eye. But not only that. But there's never one time I was like, I get it, let's go to the next scene. Or I wish that scene was longer. They give you perfect pacing.
Just enough, yeah. With all these characters to deal with.
Yeah.
They handled it well.
And like this is the movie that actually got me on my pacing like thing, talking about it, like movies with good pacing. Because this movie made me realize that how important pacing is.
I have to say this. I'm sad. I can't really talk about this movie right now.
I won't spoil anything.
Spoil. Like there might be a spoiler alert.
Yeah. Some movers might be mentioned again.
Yes.
But yeah, like this movie is one of my 9 out of 10s. Like this. Oh, I watch this movie all the time. I'll be playing some video games and I'll have it running on my laptop playing. So good.
It is perfect for that. Just to have in the background.
Even the soundtrack. Like, I've even said, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have no right being as good as they are. Like, nobody cared about Guardians of the Galaxy before they came out. And it's like, not even the original team. And it's just...
Yeah, I was one of those people.
It should have literally been a high-budget Avengers ripoff. That's what this movie deserves to be. And I think it's way better than Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
James Gunn, he did a good job making it unique.
I think, like, the Guardian series is probably one of the best going on in the Marvel cinematic universe. But yeah, that's all we're going to say about it, because we might have to save some stuff for latest. But, yeah, so that's all I got for that. All right. Perfect.
All right, and
So
we're on to
action.
action.
Now we're on to Steve's fantasy.
Oh,
All right.
No, I started.
No,
with fantasy.
he did.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah.
So I start off with action.
Yes.
Okay. Mine is Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Again.
Who saw it come?
Again, another highly revered sequel. It's just
Probably one of the best revered sequels.
Oh my god.
yes,
Amazing.
it was close. I was gonna put Aliens on here too, but no, I like Judgment Day a little better. So yeah, everyone knows the story. For the early '90s, I mean, it had amazing effects.
It's the story of a boy. Yeah, here we are.
Who found a killer robot?
Yeah, because the big thing is they use good practical.
Yeah.
Good practical I'll say will beat out amazing CG.
It had a good mix of both, just like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And the T-1000, like, probably one of like my most favorite action movie villains. Really good job. I forget his name too. Do you guys know the actor's name?
Which character again?
T-1000.
Oh my god.
I'm bad with names.
Continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know it, but it's like I don't know it.
Oh yeah, and I especially love
Research bots is going to find out.
just the relationship John and I think they call it the T-800 model establish in the movie. It's really funny, especially when Arnold gives like this weird big grin when he's teaching him how to smile.
Yeah.
And,
Oh my god. Arnold's acting just makes that movie.
it's really badass. Like, at the moment he steps into that motorcycle bar, and he's just like, "I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle." Like, you just don't say no to that. And if you do, you get fucked up. Like,
pretty much
like those guys. So
That's Rob Patrick.
Rob Patrick, yes, he's.
I was thinking Patrick is the first name, and I'm like, that's not right. I was like, I have to go check.
You've
seen this boy.
Linda Hamilton, I get back as Sarah Connor.
Yep.
Excellent.
She's the best one.
Yeah. The whole scene where they're breaking out of the institution, great.
Beautiful.
It's just one of James Cameron's best.
Like, it's another movie that, again, has amazing pacing.
It does, yeah.
The only time it kind of drags is when they're in the desert at that gas station with all the guns in the...
Oh, right.
That part kind of goes on a little longer than it should,
but
it doesn't ruin the movie at all.
No.
But, like, other than that...
It makes sense, but yeah, it does drag on.
It does.
It does. It drags on, like, cut, like, 2 minutes, and it would have been perfect.
Not even.
Yeah, not even 2 minutes is even too much.
You could actually even have cut 30 seconds off of that, and it would have been perfect.
But, like, they do a lot with that time, so...
Exactly.
Like, it does not ruin the movie. It adds to it, but it just, it can... I don't know. And it's probably because it's the same scenery the whole time. But yeah, like, great movie.
Yeah.
Not as good as Terminator 3, though, right?
Or Salvation.
Or Genesis.
Genesis? Or whatever else they're going to be making. Isn't there supposed to be another one?
Oh, yeah, but James Cameron's coming back to it, so it might be, it might be salvageable again. So
hopefully.
So I went with the action movie that everybody's going to know. It's Singham. I could possibly be pronouncing that wrong.
Huh?
What?
Singham is an Indian Bollywood action movie. I have watched this movie about 6 times, and I don't even watch it with subtitles. It doesn't need the subtitles. I watched it once with subtitles, and it's fine. But this is it's not like the highest like double A or triple A movie for India, but it's definitely a higher budget one, and it's just about this cop that like just goes ape shit on the enemies. Like, this guy can like chase a jeep, and like he slaps a guy so hard he like does like a flip. And just almost any action scene from India is 10 times better than what we get over here. But like, if you want a fun 2-hour time, watch Singham. It's literally Singham.
Did you show me clips?
Yes, this is the one
clips.
where he chases after and like sticks that light pole in the steering wheel, and then he beats the guys up and starts whipping them with his belt. It is a trip, and like you can like even just go watch go on YouTube. It's on YouTube for free. You can just watch it, and it's you can even just type in like Indian action movies moments,
and it shows
and even those clips, like, oh my god, like.
I especially love the parts when he's like bouncing them around like basketball.
Yes.
There's a part where
it defies physics.
Yeah, he like throws a guy on the ground. The guy like bounces back up to his hand, like fucking amazing. And that's not even like the craziest shit. Like, there are way more crazy stuff from India, but this movie, fantastic. I love it. And I do like action movies, but Indian action movies have kind of ruined normal action movies. Just their game is just on a whole new level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not many people are going to get the story of this unless you watch it. So, what do you got?
Well, speaking of good action kind of scenes, my favorite one actually is the Kingsman.
Kingsman, yes.
Yes, especially that church scene.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's so good.
That is an amazing action scene.
It's probably one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
And I'm not a big, huge, spy kind of movie person. Right. I'm not a big fan of the Bond series. But this is my Bond series.
Now, we're probably not going to see this coming, but I have not seen this movie.
I figured that.
I have not seen Kingsman. I have not gone to go see the second one. I think it's still in theaters.
The Gold Circle?
No, it came out.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I want to, though.
I haven't seen it. I had a tragedy that I was in the theater and I felt sick, so I had to leave. So I'm going to see it eventually.
Right.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that just never happened for me to watch. No reason.
It is a good movie. I do recommend it if you actually ever do want to see it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it eventually.
Yeah.
I think you can get the first one for $5 at Walmart.
Oh, probably.
By now. It's not expensive. Second one's still pretty pricey.
I think it's the same guy behind the X-Men First Class movie, so...
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, those are good.
I even liked the second one, Days of Future Past, that a lot of people have problems with. I didn't watch the newest one.
See, I like First Class a little bit more, but Days of Future Past definitely better. Was not that bad.
I do love the First Class. That is amazing. Out of all the X-Men movies.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah.
So on to Adventure. Now, I had 2 I was fighting with here. Because the first answer I had was Goonies. Because I watched that movie all the time.
Oh, same. And Gremlins.
So Goonies definitely, yeah. Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Is good. I definitely give them a honorable nod to the Goonies, but it was Monster Squad. This movie is amazing. It's pretty much think the Goonies, but versus all the classic like Hammer fucking monsters like Dracula, Swamp Thing, Mummy, but they're all the classic ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just these kids that have this monster squad where they talk about monsters and then they have to fight them. And these monsters are super well done. The poor guy who played the Swamp Thing, or what's the Swamp Thing? Well, whatever. It's the one that comes from the water, like the Fishman.
The Black Lagoon creature. Yeah.
He was in an airtight suit. So this poor guy, like, I can only imagine what he had to go through to do these scenes. But the costumes are amazing, and then it's just hilarious. All the shit that happens.
I hadn't seen it until like a few years ago. You let me borrow it, and I was like, "Man, this is really good."
I still haven't seen it.
Really gory and scary for a kids movie.
Yeah, like if I was a kid, I would actually be creeped out by it.
Like it was like if it was released today, it would not be like a PG movie like it was rated back then. It would straight up be at least an 18+.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like it is good.
It's got that famous line, with the Wolfman.
Wolfman's got nards. Actually, one of my favorites is Horace. When the bullies, there are bullies who make fun of this kid because he's a fat kid, and they always I think they actually just call him Fat Kid. Because he saves the bullies eventually in the movie. He's like, "Hey, thanks, kid." And then the kid's holding a shotgun, a real ass shotgun. And it's just he like holds it up and goes, "The name is Horace." It's so good. And the kid delivers it amazingly. It's like, this is so good. It's amazing.
It's like up there in those top one-liners.
Yeah, like as I said, Goonies is great, but I could watch Monster Squad all day and be happy. And also, you get to almost watch all the old monster movies all over again.
Nice.
Well, yeah, so that's my adventure.
Mine is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Classic.
Of course, yes. Yes.
Don't worry, Steve. I'm with you on this one.
Yes.
I'm not the obscure guy.
Now, you're not going to believe this one. But I actually haven't watched all the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah, luckily there's only 3 that you'd have to watch.
Yeah, we don't mention...
That was a rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, besides the fucking around, the 4th one with Shia LaBeouf is the one I've seen the most of. Because it came out when I worked in electronics in Walmart.
Poor man.
Yeah.
So
Man.
I've literally seen that movie 100 times.
Poor man.
The other ones, I've seen clips, I've seen parts, I know what happens.
Yeah.
Didn't you like the part with Shia LaBeouf swinging on the vines with the monkeys?
Yeah, they look, the CG in that scene was amazing.
Steve wants to kill me right now.
Like Christ,
That's
I think
why we don't talk about it.
I think the fucking monkeys in Jumanji look better.
Pretty much,
I think
actually.
so.
100%, yes. Yes. If we're going to talk about monkeys and CG kind of stuff, that's the ones that are best.
And they're like, hey, if we put the monkeys up against a real actor, they'll look more real, but they forgot that Shia LaBeouf's not a real actor.
Oh, shots fired.
That's fighting words.
Yeah, I have no problem with them. I'm just not Transformers fans.
Yeah.
I don't think he ruined Transformers. I think Transformers ruined him.
Pretty much, yes. I was actually say that.
Well, luckily he's not in him anymore.
Yeah.
That is what I'm
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're getting off track here.
Oh, yes. Raiders of the Lost Ark. For me, it's the whole entire part of the way how Spielberg just directs that movie. He makes the way how he always just makes his characters, like, the story flows with it. And it's more of a character that the story's going around him. He's there. You get to see it from his point of view. And there still is that one scene with him just whipping out his gun and just shooting someone who's just being badass with a sword.
It was so good.
Okay,
Yes.
do you know the story of that scene?
You told me it, but go ahead and tell
Okay,
the
'cause-
audience.
It was supposed to be a sword fight, or at least him with a knife, but he's supposed to have a sword fight with that guy. What was his name? The actor, Harrison Ford.
Mhm.
Harrison Ford was actually suffering dysentery. Because I guess he drank some bad water wherever they were, or something. And he was having trouble keeping up with the choreography. So after a few takes, he's just like, why wouldn't I just take out my gun and shoot him?
That's something Indy would do.
Yeah,
So
that
they,
is-
they kind of did like a joke, kind of, like for the blooper reel, kind of. But I guess Spielberg was just so in love with it. It fit the character so well that they used that instead of the scene it's supposed to have. That scene's supposed to be a lot longer. But
And-
you can even see it on him, like in that scene. You can see he's sweating and everything.
Yeah, you can see he's not
Because
having
he's
it.
fucking dysentery.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And it's hot. And he has to do, like, almost dancing like with wielding a weapon. So he just fucking shoots.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that part. And Spielberg actually does that kind of thing where he will have a scene where the story will just make sense. Especially with that, where he will just kind of let it
And
go.
they're based off old serials, right? He used to watch when he was younger, like
Mhm.
adventure serials.
Yeah.
Not the food guys,
No,
but
yeah.
like what they were called back in the day, like the 50s or whatever.
Yeah, like when you go to the movies, instead of fucking 9 previews and commercials for cars, it would be, you'd watch this little serial, be like a 5-minute movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd have to go to the movies continuously to keep up.
Amazing of it.
Yeah, the stunts were really good in that movie too.
Beautiful.
Like when he's he's got his whip behind the truck, like he's being pulled, like that was great.
Mhm. So many things with
Yeah.
that, the stunts.
So you're saying he got on his new whip?
This isn't one of those kind of movies, bitch.
Oh, am I ruining it?
Well, I think that's ruined now.
So on to Jory.
Jory!
I wanted to say more, like
You can say more, go ahead. Yeah.
okay. Got a little BDSM in here, like
I know.
Hey, you're the ones who brought up the guys with the whip, so...
Hey, he's an awesome
Sometimes,
guy.
okay, my mind's not always in the gutter. Okay,
I know I live in the gutter with my mind, but not that time.
Harrison Ford not do it for you?
No.
Okay.
what about old and wrinkled Harrison Ford now? Is that
No. Oh, God, no.
But he's rich.
Maybe. Maybe.
but
He was the
like,
president once.
Is he still the president? No.
No.
Gosh.
yeah,
Go ahead.
one of those. I gotta say that end scene with the face melting scared the shit out of me as a
Oh
kid.
my God, yes.
I was like, either turn it off or I had to put like blankets over my head.
But it was still so good.
It is really good.
See,
Yeah.
luckily for me, I never really watched them, like even to this day. So I never saw that till like YouTube became a thing. So that was fun.
So yeah, my adventure is Back to the Future. The first
Really?
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 The first one?
Yeah.
All right.
So I love the action one because you guys chose like perfect answers. Like usually there's only like one generic answer so far, but you guys had 2 generic answers. I fucking like. I don't know. I was thinking Singham. I got them mixed up. I had Monster Squad. If I had Goonies, then we would have had 3 generic.
Yeah. What can I say about this movie? It's a classic mid-'80s film. It was my first introduction to Robert Zemeckis, and I've just been a fan of his movies ever since. Great effects. A little dated, some of the effects, but overall it's still pretty good, especially with the DeLorean. So when you first see Doc bring off that DeLorean on the back of that trailer, like,
Beautiful.
it's beautiful. I get goosebumps.
So
And, and just the thought of, like, what the hell would you do if you had to go back and you ran into your parents in high school and try not to mess up your time being born? So
you're never gonna guess what.
Wait. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
You never seen it.
I've seen more of these ones than I have some of the other
probably
ones.
seen the first one.
The first one I saw when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And then I know I saw a bit of the third one, but I don't remember anything from the second one. It's just another series I just never got around to watching.
No, that's fine.
But do you know why they use the DeLorean as their car?
Because it actually looked like it could be a time machine.
Because the DeLorean was a real car.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody liked it.
Yeah, it was crappy.
Nobody wanted it. Nobody would even spend money on it. So they were able to get they were able to get a couple DeLoreans for if they broke one or whatever, almost for free.
Nice.
It was almost like
Cool.
a buy one get three free sale they got it for almost because they couldn't move the cars. So they just went and bought a bunch from lots and shit, and they're like, if we fuck them up, who cares? They were dirt cheap, and now it's so iconic.
Because
Also, Biff is one of my favorite movie villains to watch.
Yeah,
This guy is such a fucking, he's so delightful at being an asshole. It's hilarious. And he's so dumb, too.
he's one of the most likable assholes out there.
Yeah. Like the likable bullies in the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that's my adventure.
So on to drama then.
Things are getting more serious here.
Oh, yes. And mine is another Spielberg movie, which is Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Especially since I watched that one again in theaters for my first time.
I've never watched it.
Shocker. Anyway.
It's okay. I haven't watched it till recently, actually.
Yeah.
It was really good.
The effects still hold up today. And this is actually one of the ones I would give a 10 just for the effects still holding up. Beautiful story. And it's not your typical aliens are coming to attack the Earth. They're trying to communicate with us. And it's...
Yeah, because we have too many of those.
Yeah.
Aliens annihilating. Why can't we just get along?
Why can't we get along?
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth. We destroy everything that we
Yeah.
touch. And this was one of the ones that was just that said, what if we actually were trying to communicate with the aliens? And how would families act to somebody who
Well, how
had
would the
that?
world act?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it actually answered. And it would still hold up to today if we were trying to communicate and talk with them. I love this movie. It gives that kind of scenario with it.
Yeah, it's thought-provoking.
Yes.
Probably decent.
I don't know. Richard Dreyfuss, his performance helps. He's great.
It's no Independence Day. I'll just say that.
Ouch. Ouch.
You knew that was coming because he made the reference.
I know.
I warned you.
Yes. Yes, you did. I love that Spielberg actually thinks of this as a drama movie, not as a sci-fi.
Oh, okay.
I agree with him 100% that this is a drama movie, not a science fiction.
I love how they're communicating with the aliens at the end too, with the music.
tones, yes.
Yeah, oh man.
He loved that scene
Oh,
too.
it's good.
The only reason why I know all of this stuff is there was a documentary before when I went to go and watch it in theaters. There was a little documentary.
Now, is this true? He doesn't really like watching his own movies he makes?
I don't know that part. I
A
haven't
lot of
seen it.
people are like that.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I thought that was just something I thought I heard or something, but
I know a lot of people are like that, where they don't.
where they're
like it.
like directors,
Yeah. Well, not just directors too. Even some actors, they don't like watching.
like watching
their
what they're in.
Yeah. They'll
So
say
they won't go to the premieres or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much because they don't want to see they don't want to see all their flaws that they had.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I could have done this better.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you got, Jory?
For drama, I've got Rocky. So was it early 70s underdog story. Really inspirational, if you're what's the word here? If you're starting. It's basically you watch it, and if you're someone who's not got much and really want to make a name for yourself and get out there and do
also
something.
Want to punch shit.
Well, I mean, it's not just that, but
like actually, it's surprisingly, like I've actually watched most of the Rockies. I know I've seen the first one. I watched the second, and
I say first and second one are the better ones, and then they just get really gimmicky after that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of them,
but like Stallone's not one of my favorite actors, but he's not terrible. Yeah, because because of that, for that alone, but
it doesn't bother me.
He he does slur a bit like that, but like when he is doing like more serious roles like that or Rambo, like he's really good. It's also a kind of for like a subplot. It's also kind of a good romance story too. So
if you do like Rocky, it's not really drama, but it is a boxing thing. Have you ever watched the anime Ippo?
No.
You should. It's literally anime boxing.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is fucking awesome.
Okay.
It's like boxing with power moves.
Oh, so like Punch Out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not as racist.
Oh, okay.
And going back to Rambo, there's actually a movie out there called Son of Rambo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Is it like low budget? Or?
It is an indie film, and it's all about these two kids trying to make a movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I haven't seen it at all.
It's not bad, actually.
I want to see it.
Definitely should.
So that's my drama.
So.
And sorry, I gotta say, I left him out, but Bridges Meredith as his trainer was very awesome too.
So, my drama is definitely one of my favorite movies. It's Fight Club.
No.
I talk about this movie a lot. Me and my buddy Drew, who I used to work with, we could go through an entire 8-hour shift and only say quotes from Fight Club and another movie that we get talked about later, and we just say quotes. This movie is so good. It deals with some psychological issues I have too, which was like the first time in a movie I seen it like even touched upon. So like it was one of those movies like, oh, maybe I'm not crazy. But this movie is so good. It starts out just a fucking small movie, a guy down on his luck and meets somebody and they make a fight club where they just beat each other up. That's pretty much what the movie's about, but then it just gets deeper and deeper and more stuff happens and it just becomes this huge thing. And then the last 10 minutes of the movie happen and you're just, what the hell did I just watch? Because it's probably one of my favorite twists in a movie, which I'm not even talking about here. But, because I know at least Steve hasn't watched this movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Still, even though I own it.
I love quoting all the rules from the actual Fight Club.
And I do believe that this is Brad Pitt at his physical peak in this movie, and he is allergic to shirts. So I do not know why you haven't watched this, Steve.
I don't know why either.
It is very good. It is a mindfuck. And it's one of those, like, every time you watch it, you notice something new. Even to this day, with me watching it 100 times, you notice something new every time. Because there's all these little tiny... They literally spoil the twist all through the movie.
But you don't see it.
But you don't catch on to it until you see what the twist is, and you're just like... Then it just hits you, and then if you watch it a second time, you're just like, oh my god.
How did I miss that?
Like, that's so obvious.
Yeah.
Start piecing it together.
Yeah, and the thing with twist movies is sometimes once you watch them once, there's no reason to watch them again.
Yes.
Maybe a second viewing so you can see it. But as I said, like, there's so many things, so many little details.
Like M. Night Shyamalan's movies.
Yeah, it's David Fincher.
But I'm just saying, like his movies kind of thing where you watch it once and you're like, I've seen
You watch
the
it
twist.
once, and then maybe a couple years later you watch it again.
Yeah.
But then you're done with it.
Exactly.
But no, well, actually, Unbreakable by Shyamalan is fucking amazing.
It's one of his best.
I still have to
To
watch
me.
it again.
That
I've seen
almost
it.
made it on my list, but we'll talk about that later.
There's going to be a sequel.
Uh,
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Fight Club is amazing. It's definitely my top 10. I'm not sure if it would be my top 5, but it's very close to.
Nice.
I would suggest this movie to anybody. It is so well done. And this is the one I was thinking, because Ed Norton's in this one. So it's Ed Norton and Brad Pitt leading. And Meatloaf makes an appearance.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
nice.
that's right. I
And
forgot.
Meatloaf has some nice tits.
He actually fights, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. Because going into this any further, I'm not going to stop, and I'm going to spoil it for for people.
Yeah.
So, Fight Club,
Yes.
9 out of 10.
So for the so are we done? So we're on to crime.
I'm done.
We're on
I
to
can't, yeah, it's up to crime now.
crime.
Yes.
It's crime time.
So my favorite. This was hard. But my favorite crime movie was probably gonna have to be Pulp Fiction, Tarantino movie. Like it was either that or Reservoir Dogs, and yeah, no, I really like how Tarantino shoots, the way he shoots the film, where all the stories are out of place, but somehow they connect towards the end, like they wrap up.
I love that. Because again, the movie means something different when you watch it again.
Yes.
And it's one of those that's really good to go back and watch multiple times.
Oh, yes. And, he's really great at writing. Like, you would think, like, sitting down and watching two characters talk is boring, but the way he writes dialogue for his characters is very intriguing. And it is in this movie. Especially, like, the whole diner scene at the beginning and how... you think it's a pleasant talk between two couples, and then it turns into a robbery. So, Samuel L. Jackson. Who can forget about Samuel L. Jackson's iconic scene where he's been sent to kill these guys who owed his boss money?
Does he look like a bitch?
Why do you treat him like one? What? Say what one more time? I dare you.
Say what one more time, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's really badass in the movie. Everyone is. John Travolta, Uma Thurman.
Yeah, like, this is a movie I have watched a few times. I haven't watched it recently. But yeah, like, because again, I do love that story aspect of, it's just, here's a bunch of scenes, put it together yourself.
And how all these characters come across each other and how they react to one another. It's great. So, see, Steve, it sounded like you had some disapproval there.
I do.
You don't? Oh, yeah, you don't like Tarantino.
I do not.
Okay.
I respect him as an artist. I just don't like his work.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Before, we get all the haters yelling at me in the comments.
How dare you
How
have
dare
a
you?
different opinion?
How dare you not be on my bandwagon?
Yes. But I just can't with his films.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we all have that one director that we just cannot stand.
Yeah,
And
mine's
he's mine.
Spielberg.
I think Steve and I should just we should take turns beating on Bishop. Because hey,
your guys' list is 90% Spielberg. Like hell, if you wanted to, you probably put Indiana Jones and Star Wars as 9 of your fucking choices.
no, I'm. You want to see my list again, motherfucker?
I just look at this list again. Yeah. I don't see any other.
Do I even have a single Spielberg on mine? I don't think so.
No, I don't. But yeah, like I said, that's my only thing. Is
Jurassic Park would be my favorite Spielberg thing.
Yeah, I guess that.
That is a good one. Yes, not one of his best, but
I even enjoyed 2. There were some parts in 3 I liked.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't seen World yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched Lost World yet. And I, anybody who doesn't know me, I am a huge dinosaur fanatic. Like,
Oh, I could never tell all these arc hours.
yeah, like I love dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. So yeah, continue. Are you done?
I'm done.
You're done?
Okay.
Yes, I said my piece.
Yeah. So to continue on with crime, my favorite movie is Snatch. This is another movie. It doesn't do it the whole time, but there is a part where it shows something that happens because there's like 4 different stories happening. And there's one part where they show scenes that are happening, but they're all happening at the same time, but they're out of order. So it does that.
Just like Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction does it the whole time. This has like
Some-
a 20
okay.
minute, like a 10-minute sequence that does it. It does it really well. But like this whole movie is about this gigantic fucking like $50 million diamond or whatever, and a lot of people want it. And there's even people that are involved in this diamond who have no idea that the diamond's even there. And again, this is another movie with Brad Pitt. Like, honestly, like my trifecta Brad Pitt is Seven, Fight Club, Snatch. They were my three favorite movies growing up. I had them on VHS. I love them. But Snatch is super funny. This is almost my comedy. So good. There's so many good lines in this. This is the movie.
You really like the British comedies, like
Yes. Yeah.
British comedies are good.
Yeah, they are.
I
just noticed a
suggest
pattern.
everybody go watch Snatch. It's it has a lot in common with like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. It's very good. It's so funny, and again, Brad Pitt's character in this, I think, is his favorite character that he's ever played as. He plays a pikey, which is like a gypsy, and like.
So is that an actual language, or is that just like made up for the movie?
I think it's made up, but I guarantee you there's some place that talks like that. He talks in a way where you kind of understand what he's saying, but he talks really fast when he does it. So it's like, "Hey, you like dogs? You like dags?"
And like dicks.
He's talking. He's asking. He's like, "Oh, you want to get to care?" Like, it's mumbly. It's really fucked up. But the big thing with this is he's a bare knuckle boxer who's notorious for like one-shotting
Who's
people.
based? Yeah, he's One Punch Man.
Yeah. And there's like a whole like rigged like unlicensed boxing thing going on. There's the diamond heist. There's these like criminals, like these low rank fucking bank robbers who get tied up in this, and like
I just love it. Nothing goes right in that heist. Like
it is so good, and this is a very well paced movie. Because again, like as soon as you would even think to even be like, man, we've been with these characters for a bit, you're with another group of characters. It is very good. The jokes are hilarious. The action's pretty good considering it's not even an action movie. But I think between Seven, Fight Club, and Snatch is my favorite out of the 3.
this Guy Ritchie.
Yeah,
right?
Guy Ritchie is this one.
Right.
It is so good. And it was like the first time I watched a Jason Statham movie too. Because this was back when Jason Statham was really a nobody. Like he was getting out there. But it wasn't the name. Like you can't just say Statham and people know what you're talking about back then. So
fortunately, my first was the Transporter movie.
Which one? What? Great action scenes in those. Not very great movies, but the action scenes in them are top notch. But yeah, so like, I highly recommend this one. This one's another one that's like a 9.5. It's very close to being a 10.
Nice.
But yeah, like as I said, like there's just so good. And like I didn't even talk about the guys who own like an arcade thing. Like there's a whole other story that I didn't even mention.
Oh,
this
God.
is the Jason Statham side. Like, and then all these people, like, they just slowly get closer and closer to each other, and it goes down to a climax at the end. But yeah, like, amazing.
Oh, and that whole like how I won't even spoil it, but it has to do with the gypsies and like it's really for the ending, and it's really good.
Like the ending, it's not really a twist ending, but you don't think that that's the way it's gonna end.
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's super good. And even the soundtrack. Like I didn't even mention Guardians 2 and Guardians 1. The soundtracks are amazing on them. But this one has a really good soundtrack too. And that's all I want to say about that because I don't want to spoil it. Super good.
All right.
So you're up.
Wow.
Again, Bishop.
No.
Or wait, no,
Hey,
sorry.
Come on.
Sorry. Thought you did it already.
No, I
My
haven't
bad.
yet.
Okay.
No.
Gosh.
Well,
Why?
I'll
you
shut
forgot
up.
about Steve. What a crime.
I know.
What a crime and shame.
And I was going to talk about...
Which Spielberg movie do you got here?
Catch me if you can.
No.
No?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Zemeckis. Great.
Oh my god. Beautiful. Especially with the fact that you have a lot of different licensed cartoons in one movie.
This is one of those movies I kind of regret didn't fit on my list. It's definitely like contended for comedies, it's contended for dramas, contended for... But there's always something else that edged it out.
Well, I'm glad that I put it on my list so
Yeah.
at least we can talk
Yeah,
about
I
it.
was going to say, now we can talk about it.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the fact that the jokes that are in there, the way how the drama is, it's very film noir.
Yeah.
And it's well done. Very well done.
Like, you would think the premise of that movie shouldn't even work.
No, it really absolutely should not work at all. But it does.
Yeah.
Shockingly, it does.
Yeah, like, it's very grounded in realism, even though there's a
Shoot.
place called Cartoon Land.
Yeah.
Like,
And one of these days, I will read the book.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was a book.
Yes.
so,
It's one of those things you forget. 100%. There's a book. And it is a different concept as well of a book. So you could read the book and then watch the movie.
So, like, I saw this one thing that was talking, like, because if you actually look at the title, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it ends in a period. It doesn't have a question mark. So everybody thought that there was, like, some big theory and everything. The director recently came out, like, it's probably, like, 5 or 10 years ago, and said the whole reason why it doesn't have a question mark is he thought it looked stupid.
Hey.
That's the only reason. It's like, all these people are building up these theories, but it's like, no, it's just,
It
he
looks
thought
stupid.
it looked stupid.
Yeah.
So he just put a period at the end. It's like, oh, I love it when shit like that happens.
It's
There's a lot of
amazing.
a lot of controversy to that movie. Like
Yeah.
everything in it. Like I was telling Bishop last week, I'm like, upon rewatching it, like that. You know the whole scene where Eddie's sitting in the nightclub, and Donald and Daffy are playing on like having a
They're doing
with
like
their
a
pianos.
play
Yeah,
off.
dueling pianos.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you listen closely, Daffy or Donald calls Daffy.
Don't say the word.
I won't say it. No, the the N word, and like
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
I was like, well, I mean, it is. You look at the time period, it makes sense, but I just never noticed that before.
They got away with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially the joke of they'll work for peanuts.
Yeah.
There was a lot of jokes that if they were to do this movie now, they could not do.
No,
100%.
it wouldn't get by the censors.
Hell, even the censors would be freaking out about the booby trap one, which isn't even a bad.
No,
Like,
No.
it's pretty funny.
it's because he actually goes in. The censors would have a problem.
Mhm.
with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they just said booby trap and then you saw the trap snap off, that's probably what it would be if it was made nowadays.
Mhm.
But you wouldn't see him touch boobs because apparently boobs are the worst thing in the world. I don't know. I don't get it.
And I love this movie the way how it is. Nothing needs to change at all about
Yeah.
this. That is just what. Like, what more to say other than that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a classic.
Yes.
As I said, there's no reason why it didn't make it. It's just there are other movies that edged it out. That's the only reason why it's not on any of my picks.
Fair. And you're welcome for that.
Yep.
That's on my list.
Hell, it could even be romance to some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good.
Roger and Jessica playing patty cake.
It wasn't
I
Roger
know.
and Jessica.
Yeah, it was Jessica and someone else.
Yeah.
Mm.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to take that out of context. They're
Yeah.
actually playing the game.
So,
I love the photos.
yeah, he's looking through the photos.
I know.
Breaking down and it's just them playing patty cake.
Oh, man.
So, next up, we got superhero movie. Now, I had to put Doctor Strange. And this wasn't even, I put Guardians of the Galaxy as my fantasy, so I'm going to put Doctor Strange as my superhero. The reason why Guardians is fantasy is because Doctor Strange went here. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Doctor Strange buff, but I'm a huge fan. He's like my favorite Marvel hero. I love the whole magic thing. But the second they said the word Avengers at the end of Iron Man 1, I went on like for 5-6 years saying, I'm going to get a Doctor Strange movie.
And he's not lying.
Nobody believed me because there's not
because they thought it was too obscure.
There's not enough following. Like, guaranteed, if Marvel wasn't making like $1 billion from the Avengers and the cinematic universe, Guardians of Doctor Strange wouldn't exist as a movie.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first met you and you got me like introduced to it, I'm like, well, this is actually a nice refresher from like all the like, just the stuff I'm normally used to, like X-Men or Spider-Man going out to save the day.
Yeah, like
100%.
yeah.
And the thing I love about Doctor Strange, and even it gets touched on in the movie, is he deals with like world enders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're not fighting someone who's trying to take over the world or whatever. He's fighting shit that wants to just
from another dimension.
Annihilate it.
Yes.
And the movie touches on that. Like, we're not going to spoil it, but the way he has to fight the main villain is because he can't beat him.
And it's beautiful.
It is well done.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch plays an amazing fucking Doctor Strange. The second he got casted, I did not doubt it. I was like, as long as he can grow the facial hair. That's the only thing I said.
And he did.
And he did it. So, I am looking so forward to Thor Ragnarok because he is in it. They haven't really shown him off in the trailer, so I don't know how much he's in it.
You know what? That's a good thing.
I hope that movie is a Thor, Hulk, Doctor Strange buddy cop movie.
Oh,
that's what
I
fucking hope that movie is.
That would be so cool.
We're gonna find out soon.
Yeah,
because like Doctor Strange has an end credit scene where Thor is talking to him, and they're gonna go out and find Loki together.
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
so funny.
I love that scene. Look on his face.
Just the refilling of his beer, like
Thor's face on that one. Oh, priceless.
So like, yeah, and there's already a connection between Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
it is very small and minute. It's hard to see. This is during the credits. Because during the credits, you see Jeff Goldblum's character dancing away as the Grandmaster. I want to say, I could be wrong with that character name. I think he's playing the Grandmaster. But the Grandmaster is the guy who makes Thor and Hulk fight in the trailer. So,
sorry, I'm just remembering that line.
There has to be a reason that that's there more than just they were both on the same set that day and Jeff Goldblum wanted to cut a rug. There has to be more of a reason to that. Especially with the Guardians movies, all their Easter eggs are very like particular in how they're done. So, yeah, Doctor Strange definitely. The visuals of the movie are just like eye-gasmic. Just your eyes just can't comprehend.
I know.
What was the name of that comic relief in that movie again? You know, he's like
the Asian guy?
Yeah, what was
Wong.
Wong. Oh my God, Wong. He was so cool.
And he's funny. He's the comic. It's hard to say. He's not the comic relief. Because he's not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Well, sorry. I mean, like...
It's just how straight edge he is to Doctor Strange. It just doesn't put up with his
shit. Like deadpan humor kind of thing.
Because, like, one of the jokes is he never laughs. He never chuckles, never smiles.
Yeah.
And that's the ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I mean, okay, sorry. How they play off each other is, like, the comic relief.
It is beautifully done.
Yeah.
And, like, well, it's the first time a hero gets to, like, actually show off what they can do with an Infinity Stone. Because the only other time is in Guardians when they get the Power Stone, they fucking kick Ronan's ass. Did anybody else use Infinity Stone? I know Loki uses one, but...
Yeah. I think it's just...
any of the other heroes
Loki,
really use one.
The Guardians,
That's all I can think of.
And Doctor Strange with the I Am logo.
Unless if you count Vision.
Yeah, I guess
Oh yeah,
so,
that's
Vision.
true. Yeah.
But he does. He blows up Ultron with it. Like,
yeah.
Also, I guess that Heimdall might have an Infinity Stone in him. The guy who protects the Bifrost Bridge. Because the theory on this is Heimdall has it in him because the orange gem is the soul gem. If you look at Heimdall, he has orange eyes.
Yeah.
And also, in the trailer for Thor Ragnarok, you see him fighting, and he doesn't have the orange eyes anymore. But one of the lines he says in Thor is, because he protects the bridge and everything, is, I forget the exact quote, but it's pretty much like, I can see all the souls of the universe. That sounds like something you would need the soul gem to do.
That...
Not 100%, it's not confirmed,
Yeah.
but I think Thor Ragnarok, hell is going to rip that gem out of him.
I can't wait to see. I hope that theory is going to be true.
Yeah. It makes sense.
It does.
But again, they might do something different with him. That might just be a red herring.
Who knows?
It's a really cool
But
thing.
it lines up.
Yeah. It does.
I hope it is. I noticed that. I'm like, oh my god, I must tell the internet. And then there's like 40 pages that I already talked about. I was like, fuck. I literally came up with that myself to realize I was like, not the first one.
No,
It's like, damn it.
if you come up with a theory, it's probably already out there.
Yeah. I thought I had it.
So close.
Like,
Curse you,
Close.
Reddit.
Yeah.
like even like, yeah, if you check on the channel, I did a Doctor Strange meme thing with Persona 5. Just because I love that movie so much. I had to do it. Check it out. It does show off the ending, so it is kind of a spoiler. but it's
really
goofy and funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so check that out. But yeah, I've talked about Doctor Strange enough. So you're up, Steve.
Well, we did talk about this earlier in the podcast with Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm going to do Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 as my pick. It's one of those movies that talk about one, you gotta talk about the other.
Yeah.
Especially with that music.
And again, it's so close. Like, so as I said, I first thought I liked the first one.
Mhm.
And then now I appreciate the second one more, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Especially if you had parents that like who grew up in like the 70s, like
Yeah.
I did, and they would play that music all the time. Like, it's really nice.
Like, I was saying, I think I was saying this to you last week. But yeah, if Nazareth shows up on the next soundtrack, like that's my mom blared Nazareth all day.
Yeah, you were telling me that
So.
last week.
I hope Nazareth shows up. Like, it'd be so easy because they have Love Hurts, and you know something's going to happen horrible when they come down to do the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Infinity Wars. So
It's going to be so interesting to see what's going to happen.
So I've called it here. Something bad's going to happen, and Love Hurts is going to play.
I was
Yeah,
so happy
That's-
when they played that Fleetwood Mac song,
Yeah.
The Chain.
Yeah.
Oh, my parents love that band. So
Yeah, I like two slightly better than one.
I can't pick which
Yeah,
one.
it is
'cause-
very hard.
Yeah, it is very, very hard. And my favorite character is the dynamic duel of Rocket and Groot, especially just seeing the progression.
You're probably not going to believe this, but I really like Drax.
No.
I
not at
love
all.
Drax.
because he's so like he takes everything literally.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell at all.
And then in the second one, he understands the concept of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So, I love Mantis.
Mantis is actually really good.
The cranky little puppy makes me want to die. No, the cranky little puppy is so cute. It makes me want to die. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And as you were saying to me, Bishop, that whole scene where she like touches Drax and feels his emotions, like it's great.
There are
Beautiful.
some parts in two that got a tear or two, but that was like I felt my heart hit my knees sinking.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you see Drax is completely emotionless, just like what they're talking about really isn't bothering him. and then she feels his emotions, and you just see her like just not even start crying, but you just feel the pain and weight land on her, and it's like, oh
my god,
that one hit me the hardest. Yeah. But yeah, continue. I'm gonna keep talking over your pick here.
Yeah. Pretty much, what you guys are talking about is exactly the things that I always noticed and I always loved about this film is that kind of stuff. And I mean, the first film brings it all together, gets a bit of their backstories in there. It doesn't feel like any of the other backstory movies that we've been getting from any of the other superhero movies. It feels pretty much like a Guardians of the Galaxy. That's just the only way I could say it. And then you go into number 2, and you get not just your bringing together, but more now they're realizing that they are a family, and you get that kind of feel.
The progression is just means so much.
It's not like Iron Man where, hey, we get the backstory of how Tony became Iron Man, and then it feels like we're taking 5 steps back and we're getting the same issues we got.
That's another big thing I never even thought of until you just said that. You don't really find out how the Guardians really became their powers and abilities.
No, yeah.
They're just there. It's more about learning how to deal with each other.
That's how it should be. It's even with Spider-Man Homecoming. We already know the story. We already know how we don't
need another Uncle Ben death.
We don't.
That was super close being my superhero movie too, because I was actually super pumped that Vulture finally got his comeuppance in a movie and was able to be in a movie and not be a joke villain.
Yeah, beautiful. The way he was just the way they used him for to get at Peter was so good.
There are scenes with Michael Keaton where I actually felt uneasy watching him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He actually he scared me when he was on the screen. And you agree with him.
Yeah, that
he goes a little overboard, but you
agree
because he gets fucked.
Oh my god, yes.
And he's not evil. He's just kind of a dick.
No wonder he goes down that path.
Yeah,
you understand with his.
Yeah.
That's why I love Spider-Man villains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I will say that even the villains that we had in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, they are really good villains.
They kind of...
Ronan
the greatest.
Yeah.
But still...
He's a good first villain for them to deal with.
Yeah.
He was just a Thanos lackey. That's what he was.
But it introduced us to more of the Thanos kind of world.
The mythology.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got to finally see... For people who never read the comics like myself, I got to know a bit more of who Thanos was. And that's what I love about this. This was a huge bridge and its own movie in itself.
Yeah, actually, any of the complaints I can have, there's no complaints about this movie. But the only one I walked out of the theater is when I saw Sylvester Stallone. I saw Sylvester Stallone. I didn't see his character. But that's just because Sylvester Stallone is so... iconic, and you know who he is. You know his...
He really has that butch face.
Yeah, you know his voice. It's very hard. The second time I watched it, I was totally fine. But when we got out of the theater, I was like, yeah, that was the only character that just kind of...
It was a Sylvester Stallone character. That's all it was.
I am super happy his character is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because anybody who doesn't know, there's a lot of people out there who don't know Guardians. But the end scene, one of the end credits, you see him, and you see the other leaders of the Ravager groups. You see them during a certain part that happens in the end of the movie. They're all with their group. But you see them together. That group, plus Yondu, is actually the original Guardians. So, I'm really happy they put them in. I don't know if that means they're going to do a spin-off movie for them, or they're going to be part of the next one. They probably won't be a part of Infinity War.
No.
But they might be a part of Guardians 3.
That would be cool.
That I don't know.
Yeah.
But they definitely won't be a villain in it because Like, just the way that ends. They're not going to go after Star-Lord. But they might get captured or fucked over, and they have to come and get them. I can see that happening. And also, for those who don't know, the robot, like the robot head that's in there, that's like, oh, this is so cool. That's Miley Cyrus.
Oh yeah, I read that somewhere.
So Miley Cyrus is actually part of the original Guardians now. And I'm sorry, I can talk about this forever. I'm sorry.
yeah.
The guy at the end, he does like the 2 thumbs up with the yellow shit. If you actually look close enough, that's the same like design and shit that they use for the shields in Doctor Strange. Mm. And later in the comics, like this probably won't be touched on in the movies, but way in the comics, he becomes Sorcerer Supreme when Doctor Strange can't do it anymore. So he's actually using magic. I thought that was technology he was using, but it was only up for like 2 seconds.
That was
I noticed it. Yes. I was like, no, I'm like, oh cool, he's doing the Doctor Strange thing.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're doing in this movie, if he was taught by the Ancient One, or just he happens to know how to tap into it. That I don't know.
Who knows, yeah.
I actually don't even know in the comic how he got taught or whatever. But I just know he's like an apprentice to Doctor Strange later.
Maybe they might touch upon it.
Yeah.
In either Doctor Strange or in Guardians movie. Who knows?
Yeah. So I'm hoping that I gotta do that theory cast that I was talking like all my theory movies for Marvel, I should do something.
Yes, you should.
I'm not gonna do them here. Because that's another like 2 hours.
Oh, with the like Skrull and the Kree thing?
Yeah, like the Fantastic Four being a part of it, making sense and
right.
And all that shit. Yeah.
All right, I think
a lot of these theories can't even happen anymore because they're from a couple of years ago, but they're cool.
I think we talked about Guardians of the Galaxy not now, so Jory.
Well, to make this really inconsistent, we're going from Marvel to DC, and there's got to be one you like.
I do actually. Some I like.
So one of my favorites is
Batman vs Superman.
How did you know? No, the Dark Knight. One of Christopher Nolan's best movies, in my opinion. One of his and one of the best ones of that trilogy. What can I say? Heath Ledger, rest in peace. He's an amazing job as the Joker. I don't think the movie would have been as good without him.
This is actually... I gotta step in. I actually gotta disagree with you on something here. I don't think it's a very good movie. It has amazing parts. A lot of the editing's not done well. They chopped out scenes that should have been there. They left in scenes that should have been cut.
Oh, okay.
The movie, in a technical standpoint, I don't think is a very good movie. It is fun to watch. Especially any time Ledger's Joker is on screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's probably what makes it really good.
Yeah, like the movie is a mess. It's not as bad as Rises.
Or like the last half of Begins.
But it's like it's one of those very weird movies. Like, and I've even heard a lot of people talk about this. It's not a very well. It's a very well made movie. Like, I'm not saying it's terrible. It's not. It's a very well made, produced movie, but it's not a very well edited movie.
The reason I think it's a good Batman movie is because instead of like making it goofy with Prince music like Tim Burton did, it was more of like a serious crime drama.
Yeah, like as I'm saying, I'm talking more of technical.
Yeah, technical, right? I don't think Bale did a very good job as Batman.
Yeah.
I think his voice is really, like, rewatching him, I think his voice is really stupid. But he did a better... Yeah. Like, where are they?
Just watch our Batman playthrough. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. We went on about this for about 4 or 5 hours in the playthrough.
Yeah. I think he did a lot better job as Bruce Wayne. Maintaining that illusion as the Playboy. I think he did a way better job. And Gary Oldman, I thought was excellent as Commissioner Gordon. Yeah. And actually, Bishop might agree with me on this one. Who was really underrated in that was Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
actually 100% agree with you on that
I
too.
really liked him as Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they should have touched on his stuff a little bit more, but of course the main villain was the Joker, so they couldn't. But
Anybody who's seen my Facebook, you know Two-Face is my boy. There's a reason I do that makeup. Yeah, Two-Face is probably my favorite. I don't know. He doesn't have like the best stories for him, but he's my favorite villain.
Mm-hmm.
Just again, I
don't
have
know.
some issues. But I can see some things with Two-Face.
it depends on what, like, who's handling Two-Face. Like, there's been some good stories and there's been some shit. So, like, Tommy Lee Jones, yeah. But, yeah, I think it's a watchable Batman movie.
So, different Batman movies, but the original one with Tim Burton. No. Did Tim Burton do the first one?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
In the first one, they show off Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
It's Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
He's the black actor. He played Lando in Star Wars.
Okay.
So he was supposed to be Two-Face. Some shit went down. I heard it's also because it'd be harder to see the makeup on him because he does have black skin. I don't know if that was a reason or that's just the internet talking or if he had another movie or what. But they ended up just paying out his contract and got Tommy Lee Jones. So that sucks. Billy D. Williams was really upset about it. But if you watch the Lego Batman movie,
Oh, yeah.
Billy D. Williams does Two-Face's
That was
voice.
a cool little Easter egg. Like, that was awesome.
It is such like an amazing like triumph story. He finally
Actually,
got to play
yes.
Two-Face.
I heard even before that he was supposed to be in Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always wanted to be in a Batman movie, and it just either never worked out or he got screwed over. Or I don't know. That's part of the story. But as soon as I saw that Billy D. Williams did the voice for Two-Face, I was like, "Oh my god!" I feel so happy for him. It's a small part, but he got to do it.
That is amazing. At least it was a victory in the end for him.
What I gotta say too was what I thought made Dark Knight really good was like what is exactly what the Joker said at the end. Like, you know, I didn't base this fight on like fisticuffs with you. Like, I broke your like number one savior of Gotham down, and brought him down to our level. And
you think I would wager the soul of Gotham in a fist fight with you?
yeah, like it makes sense. The Joker is supposed to be like this psychological thorn in Batman's side. Like,
he's not supposed to be a big giant mutant on Titan.
yeah, Rocksteady.
Well, yeah, like what? I don't even know if they have one, but watch like a compilation of like Dark Knight, but no scenes with Joker in it, and you'll
They're
see the flaws.
probably out.
It's probably
out there, yeah.
And my favorite thing about this is just how much Ledger went into his role. Like, the reason why the fight scene between Bane and Batman in the third one doesn't seem real or worth it or anything
you
it's
care.
choreographed and whatever. In the interrogation scene in Dark Knight, Ledger told Bale to actually hit him. He's actually punching him.
Wow.
That's why it feels.
It looks like
sounds
that.
So
Yeah.
real.
It sounds
Because
pretty real.
He is doing it. Like, he told him. Like, he told a guy who can probably bench press like 500 pounds to fucking just punch him in the face multiple times. And that's why it looks real, and that's why his makeup is really fucked up by the end of that scene, because it's coming off on Batman's hands. And even that's a small scene. It was Ledger's idea to have the makeup on the fingers, so it actually looks like he does his
Like
own
he's
makeup.
smearing, yeah.
Like just
Oh,
small little details like that.
Yeah.
And no one's got it get right ever since. I'm talking to you, Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And that is why that is my favorite DC movie. For that reasons right there.
Going into Jared Leto's Joker.
I thought you were saying, like,
No,
for a minute there, I thought you were saying Suicide Squad. I was like,
no.
I was actually enthusiastic about Leto's Joker, because I actually kind of wanted to see than do a movie where Joker is more of a crime boss. And that's what the trailers kind of built it up to be.
That's what it looked like, yes. I haven't seen
It was like, I want to see it because if there's one thing I like is when they do a movie or they do a game or whatever, I like to see something different. Like, everybody complains, like, oh, they changed it up. Like, yeah, the Halloween movies got this really bad with the Rob Zombie Halloween. It's like, oh, but it's not exactly what the other one was. It's like, but if I want to watch something exactly like the other one, I'll just watch the other one.
Yeah.
I don't need to be updated. But if they're going to take that premise and change it, I love it. Because if I don't like it, I just want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so that's... I had high hopes for that, because I wanted to see a completely different Joker. And they just kind of did the same old shit and made him worse.
Pretty much.
So...
Even that laugh is so cringy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so
That's mine. Yep, superhero, all done.
So where are we?
Animated now.
Yeah, and you're starting.
Yes. I'm gonna have to do a huge shout out for animation kind of thing because I am a huge Pixar fan.
They make great stuff.
I love their movies. Yes. If I had I'm only gonna pick one, and that actually is WALL-E. Just for this whole entire thing of there's very little dialogue in there,
Yes.
and it tells the story.
Through more like body language,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like that's good.
You get more of the dialogue at the second half of the movie,
Which I think it really dampens the film, but
it really for me it adds to it, and you get invested in a robot and his emotions and his love. It is so beautiful.
Oh, between him and Eve.
Yes.
It's like completely different type of movie. But Hugo Weaving in V, like V for Vendetta, he wears a mask the entire time. But even with that, with just the way he moves his head and walks and stuff, doesn't have to say a word. You know exactly what he's feeling.
Exactly.
And that is hard. It is hard to emote normally, but when you have a robot or a mask or something that the human brain just doesn't automatically click to, and they get it, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It is. I even get choked up to early on in the movie when he squishes his bug friend. And just before he pops back up, I still get choked up.
I know, I first saw that, and I was like, what the fuck?
Now, you're never going to guess what, Steve.
You haven't seen it.
I haven't seen this movie.
A lot of the movies.
Have you seen a lot of Pixar movies, Matt? Or
I've seen quite a few. Like, I've seen all the Toy Stories.
Yeah.
Or is that DreamWorks? No, that's Pixar.
No, that's Pixar, yeah. Just ask me and I'll tell you.
The
Incredibles?
Yes.
Incredibles I've watched. I'm excited for the next one.
Same.
Oh my god. Yes.
Monsters Inc. I didn't see the second one, but it looked kind of dumb.
It's not bad, actually.
Monsters U?
Yeah, Monsters U.
I haven't seen it.
It's not bad. It's not one of their top tiered, but I'd say it would be mid top.
Cars is pretty good.
I haven't
Which
seen
one are we talking
Cars.
Cars.
Original?
Yes,
Okay,
not
good.
Cars 2.
Good. That's bottom tier.
From the sounds of it, Cars 3 is going to be a lot more like Cars 1, but we'll see.
It's already out, isn't it?
Yeah, it is already out. I haven't seen it yet because I just go and buy the movie now and I'm like, I don't care. I'll watch it.
Again, we were talking about this off camera, but I haven't watched Big Hero 6.
That's Disney.
Oh, that is Disney? Okay. Yeah. It's all the same shit, right?
No. No.
How dare you?
You're making me question our friendship.
I do that daily, though.
That's true.
What I think is underrated is Ratatouille.
That actually is very underrated.
I actually really like that one.
Yeah.
It's also like A Bug's Life is a bit more underrated as well.
I haven't seen Ratatouille. I'm thinking Flushed Away.
But that's DreamWorks.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I mean. They're the same shit.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're not.
They do the same
You
kind
look
of
at
movies.
the end.
No.
No.
The only time that there was the same kind of movie was Ants and A Bug's Life.
Yeah, no.
That's also why we never got... There was supposed to be a lizard movie from Pixar, but they actually canceled it.
Ants has my favorite fucking insult in it. It's so good. It is such an insult in bunny ear quotations. Such an insult I would use. It's when like the princess ant gets all like bitchy to like the main character ant. He goes, "Well, let's see if you're ever in my fantasies again."
Yeah,
that is so good because that is something like sad Matt would say.
yes.
Oh man.
It is so good. I love it. But yeah, actually, there's quite a bit of Pixar I haven't watched.
Not even Up.
Oh, that
We'll talk about that later.
All right.
But yeah, I've seen Up. I love it. Up's pretty good.
Yes.
I wouldn't say I love it, but it's good. Well,
Okay.
continuing on Wall-E.
Continue on Wall-E. Yes. There was so many scenes, and it's really well animated, especially for the company that has so many well animated films under their belt. Even some of their B-list films, and I'm looking at you. One of their dinosaur one that I just forgot the name of.
Oh, I don't even. I heard of it and I don't care to see it.
You actually should.
Yeah.
Just for their scenery.
Okay. Bishop should too, because it's about dinosaurs. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the story of that one is kind of eh. But the water, they animated the water in that one really nicely.
See, like I already have
My
dinosaur seasons on DVD, so I'm good.
Oh my god,
but
I
that's-
love that one.
It's all like Jim Henson stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like it's good.
I didn't even show you. I think I showed Jory last week, but in my art game I was showing you, I have a Megalosaurus and I called it Earl Sinclair.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Nice. Wow, we're getting off topic with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the first time we've ever done that.
Right.
No, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much Jory.
My favorite animated. This was tough because I really like Miyazaki films.
Yeah, I know you had trouble with this one. This
I
one
think
right away.
I think he animates the environments better than Pixar does, but that's just me.
We'll discuss that later.
Okay. But I think one of my favorites I've seen is Akira. It was done back in the late 80s. It was very controversial when it came out.
That movie's fucked up.
It is very extremely fucked up. It is a major. It is. You don't even have to take acid to watch that. Like you feel like you're on acid the whole time.
They'll have acid flashbacks without even ever using acid.
Yeah. Pretty much. So I think a lot of people have already seen it by now. Everyone knows the story. What really gets me in that movie is the end scene where his psionic powers are going out of control.
Yeah.
And his
He's
friend is
mutating
unable to
and
help
shit.
him. And it's just really, I don't know, it almost like it's such a helpless feeling. Like he just wants to help his friend, but he can't.
Yeah.
And on the bright side, it exposes the government. So,
You explained that part like completely different thing, but it's still an anime. If you want a heart-sinking like revelation to an ending, Code Geass.
Code Geass, I haven't seen it.
The ending of that, like I could even just put up a clip and my heart sinks and I almost start tearing up. Just what you realize what happened through the entire series is like, oh my god, it's just a punch to the heart, and you're too late. You give love a bad name. It's very good.
Nice little segue there.
Yeah, but yeah. Continue. You just reminded me of that.
Yeah, the animation is stunning. I think it's the same. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's the same company. I think I read this somewhere that did some of the better animated episodes of the animated series for Batman. So I think it was a Japanese company. They would send over, do the episodes, and get sent back. I think those were the same guys who animated that movie, but it's gorgeous, very thought-provoking, and really depressing. But I recommend it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, it's very good. But yeah, don't be on mushrooms and watch it.
No.
Let that shit
Bad
clear
things
your
might
system
happen.
and then watch it. Like, if you're low on money and you need a hit, just put that movie on.
Yes.
Goddamn. Okay, so you're good?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'm starting this one.
No. It's my turn.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting about you guys. It's like it's only me on this podcast.
Go
You know,
fuck
there's
yourself.
more people on this podcast than just you.
Yes.
So,
I know I'm a douchebag.
my animated movie is one I'm obsessed with. It's Redline. This is an anime about racing. And I don't like racing. I don't enjoy it. I think racing is stupid. Like NASCAR racing and shit. But like, somebody said this online. I don't even remember who it was. But they said Redline is to racing as to what Dragon Ball Z is to calm, meditative Tai Chi.
It is 100% true. Because I've seen some of the scenes.
This is like the pacing isn't the greatest with this movie. It's good, but the thing with this is like the animation of motion. Like even tiny little things of the character reaching over to flip a switch is drawn in a way that just makes you like just
Really lively.
Yes.
very lively. And like I hate like I've brought it up many times, like not in this podcast, but I brought it up before where I don't like it when shit does cutaways and like shows you this scene for 2 seconds and this scene for 2 seconds and this scene for like I hate it when it does that because you can't focus.
Like most animes.
But it works so well for this because it makes mundane things like putting more gas and like putting gas in or throwing a little nitrous capsule in or flipping the switches or like fixing something on the steering wheel or something. It makes all those little mundane bullshit things that they don't even need to animate just seem more serious and more epic. Because you can't, like, there's no fight scenes in it. Like, there's, the cars kind of mess around with each other a bit. But you have to get that somewhere else. And Burns is like a very illegal racing circuit that everybody in the galaxy bets on. And, there's 3 main things going on because there's, like, you start off, you're watching the Yellow Line race. And you're following all these people. They have, like, hovercrafts and these weird, like, drilling things. And your main character drives a Trans Am. It's very futuristic, but it's still a Trans Am. But, like, there's the story of, JP. Sweet JP is his name. Of him racing, doing what he does. When he's out of the car, he's super calm and super sweet and he's very nice. But when he's in the car, he's always, like, gritting his teeth and he's, like, super angry and shit. So there's, like, almost a 2-character thing going on there. And there's also the romance story between him and the other racer. But then there's also the story of, like, intergalactic war about to break out, like a galactic scale, like World War III, like about to happen because of this race. And all 3 of these plots are their own separate plots, but all rely heavily on each other. It is super good. It is so well done. And the animation is awesome. Oh, I love it.
I own this one too.
And like the girl who plays Shaughnessy? I can't even say it. The girl who plays the main character, the love interest, is her voice, English voice, is done by the girl who played Jill Valentine in the games. Oh. There's a lot of people that show up. Like the guy who plays Gaara in Naruto shows up. Like there's lots of big names in this. And it just did not sell well. There were plans to do a sequel, but
it was an underrated gem in my opinion.
Came out 2009?
12? Or okay, I thought it was later.
It might have been 2012, but it was it's recent.
Yeah.
But it like even now it's not even that popular, but it's starting to get more popular now. But like the company almost went bankrupt with how much work they put in the animation and motion, and they just did not make that money back when it came out.
And that sucks. That for the bits and pieces that you have shown me,
it's almost all hand drawn too.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal.
Like it is literally like a lot of people have said like Redline is the end of that era because now like there's still anime still does a lot of hand drawn, but a lot of it is using computers now.
Yeah,
like a lot of them use computers for backgrounds and stuff. but like it's almost an end of an era now, and because it's just too expensive.
It's one thing I gotta say, Steve. It's just Miyazaki's films look more like hand drawn than like everything done up on computer on Pixar. Like I get they do the whole like storyboard stills, but then it's just done up on a computer.
2009 it came out. I think it's when it first came out, but I don't think it really got released on Blu-ray till later, or at least it didn't come readily gettable. But yeah, I got a Blu-ray copy on Amazon for like $12. Best $12 I've ever spent. So good. Wish it was longer. It just kind of ends.
Yeah.
It's like my one complaint. It just ends and then credits.
Seems like you're a complaint for a lot of these movies.
But no, like a lot of those complaints are just I wish the movie was longer so I could experience it more. This is like you can still have another half hour and explain like what happens after all this shit goes on. Because like there's a lot of shit that's up in the air and then it just ends.
That was probably what they wanted to do
for the second.
Yeah,
the second
going
one.
the sequel, but it's just this is one of those that actually needs more.
I understand because that's with me with Firefly.
Yeah, and like I think that's the best complaint to have is I didn't get enough. But yeah, Redline, I love that movie. As I don't like racing, and my favorite animation thing is a racing thing.
Yeah.
So that says something. But what do we got next?
Musical.
Go ahead.
For mine, this was hard between animated and musical, but I had to put this one under musical. Nightmare Before Christmas. I think Steve and Bishop can agree with me on this one.
Yeah.
It's a classic. Everyone knows the story. The songs are great and memorable. Even like what I really think, like I think the best song, like one of the best songs in the movie is "Kidnap the Santa Claus," and because you don't really hear a lot of henchman songs in movies, and that was a really good one. And yeah, Danny Elfman, he wrote the music for it. It's great.
Did you know Danny Elfman actually plays singing Jack?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
fantastic.
Yeah, he plays Jack just for the singing parts.
And yeah, like it's all our favorite things, like holidays coming together.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like again, I love the stop motion animation, so it's perfect. And
now, do you want this podcast to get controversial?
sure, it already has been a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
I actually like Corpse Bride better.
Ooh.
We already had this argument.
Me and Steve had this.
Yeah.
So I was going to
it's
say
your
conversation, but I think it was more of an argument.
Yeah, your turn now. By the way, I will step back. Wait. Oh, all right, here you go.
No, I don't think the music and story and characters are as memorable as they are in Nightmare Before Christmas.
See,
like as in Corpse Bride, but
I find the music more fun. It's more lively, especially like the music of the people on like the normal living world isn't lively because it's not supposed to be. But like the undead's music, so lively and so fun. It's kind of unfair to say, but the animation is better. But it did come out fucking 10 years after, so everybody who worked on it got better at their trade. That's not a fair one. I'm just pointing it out. But the thing I love is the visuals of Corpse Bride.
But when Jack goes to Christmas Town, you don't think those visuals are better?
I'm not saying
and like it's more lively.
Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying Corpse Bride makes Nightmare a bad movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Then again,
but if I'm gonna watch a movie and the only two movies I have are Corpse Bride and Nightmare, and I only have like 2 hours, I'm probably gonna pick Corpse Bride.
Okay, I gotta admit,
I know I am in the vast majority on this, or vast minority.
Yeah,
I am. I know, but I don't know. There's more to the story than what there is with.
Yeah, I get it. Nightmare is really simple,
and I love the fact like the living world is all bleak and dark, and it's literally our shooter games of today, where everything is gunmetal gray and bullshit brown. that's the living world. And then when you go to the underworld, everything's all like nice and neon, and everything has color, and it's really cool.
See, my opposite. I like it a nightmare for that opposite. It's just like you go into the real world, it's more clean and colorful and stuff. And I love how like the comedy plays up in that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Jack's given all these like horrendous gifts to kids. Like it's
like I love both movies.
Yeah.
Do not get me wrong. I love Nightmare, but it's just I don't know. Over the years, I think I appreciate Corpse Bride more, and I think there's only one other person I've talked to about this that agrees with me. And actually, she brought it up. I was like, thank you. I thought I was weird.
No, you still are. Don't worry.
Thanks, Steve.
No problem.
I don't know. It was just something I could really relate to, being all like growing up with like depression and stuff, and then you know, like Jack's the same way. He's tired of he's sad from tired of all the same spiel, and then he finds like some actual joy in his life. So I could really relate to that. So
there.
So yeah. So I got a little heated.
Yes. Okay, so we're good. Let's come back now.
Now, at least this is a choice that Steve will agree with me on. My musical is Repo the Genetic Opera.
Oh my god!
I sadly have not seen it, but you guys keep talking about it, and I really want to.
It is so good.
God. Yeah.
And it is weird to say that, yes, one of my favorite movies on this list does have Paris Hilton in it.
I know. It is amazing.
I don't think I would ever find myself saying that my whole life.
Well, she plays a rich, snotty
Paris Hilton character.
Girl.
Yeah. So herself.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's literally herself. And her face falls off, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So you actually get to see like her muscles and shit.
So,
like,
long story short, this movie is a rock opera.
Mm-hmm. I love those.
It actually is a close choice with the rock opera episode from the parts of Todd in the book in the Book of Evil.
Pure Evil, yeah.
Yeah, the Book of Pure Evil. The rock opera in that, I almost wanted to choose that as an episode, but I didn't want to because it started getting me mad because I'm not allowed to watch the second season. But anyway, that's a whole other topic.
I'm not even gonna. You know what?
No. You want? Okay. I promised my friends, Jory and Craig. You guys haven't really met Craig. That I was going to buy season 2, and we're all going to sit down and watch it together, right? So I buy it, and then I think Craig bought it.
I think so, yeah.
And then he watched it by himself, and then let you borrow it. So my copy is still sealed, waiting for when my 2 friends will come and watch it with me.
Okay, it was douchey of us, but at the same time, my geeky side just took over, and I got too excited and watched it anyway.
You couldn't wait fucking 4 days.
No, I couldn't.
Whoa!
I was so pissed.
You know what? You know what, man? Just watch it. You know what? No! Don't even watch it because you'll be fucking disappointed anyways because you're not continuing the show anymore.
Whoa! Whoa! Let's start to escalate quickly.
Yeah, but anyway, with Repo.
Yeah, anyways.
Takes place in the future. Everybody is having organ failure. Like, everybody's fucked. Yeah, I don't know, I forget if it's like pollution or just a genetic thing. But everybody's organs are like fucking shutting down.
It's more not they're shutting down, it's everybody wants designer.
No. This is what opens it.
Yeah.
So it starts off with everybody there's like a genetic crisis. This company called GeneCo kind of rises up and allows you to finance parts. So if you needed a body part, you could finance it instead of like having the hospital bill. After a while, once shit starts to get leveled out and the disaster kind of sorts itself out, some people still need this. But it becomes to the point where it's like, it's cool to have a designer heart or a designer spine or something like that, right? So it becomes like cosmetic surgery to get new organs. And if you don't pay up, they send out this guy called Repo, who is the guy who played Giles in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I forget his name.
I don't know.
He awesome though.
He pretty much comes at you with the fucking scalpel that's like almost a two-handed scalpel.
Yeah.
And will cut you open and take the part out.
If you can't pay up.
Yeah, if you can't pay up. And if that happens to be a heart, you're not going to last long, so you might die. But it's like goes on like this, and then it just becomes a rock opera behind it, and then there's like family stuff with Repo because he has to hide who he is from his daughter, and he doesn't want his daughter leaving the house. And it just culminates to like this really awesome build up. And it's so good.
Amazing songs. I have one that's stuck in my head right now.
Yeah, like all the songs are good except for the one with the 3 like kids of Jinko, but that one is purposely bad.
Yeah.
Because
I find that fun.
It is funny to watch.
Yeah.
But it's like it's supposed to be the worst song because they intentionally wrote it wrong.
Yeah.
And they have people singing that don't know how to sing it. It's so good.
It makes sense.
Yeah. It is just it's just about them saying who's going to get their money who's going to get the company when the dad dies and being dickheads.
I've seen a movie with a similar plot, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah,
it's
called like talking about
Repo Man.
Yeah.
Oh god,
it's kind of.
They literally came out around like the same like.
I think it was
Repo
Genetic Opera came out first, and then that one came out.
Fuck! I should have seen the opera one.
Oh god, yes.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to borrow it.
Like, do you remember watching Spy Kids?
Yeah.
Okay, the girl who's like the main girl in that plays Shiloh, and oh my god, she turned out pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like women, but goddamn.
Like if you're seeing it through my or Bishop's perspective.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. She is very good looking in this.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm trying to think if there's any other really big names.
Even
just the ogre guy who did a lot of music. He plays the oh my god, what the hell's his name? The guy who gets all the drugs.
Oh, he actually is Grave Robber.
Grave Robber.
That actually is his name.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, even the blind character, she's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I love Blind Mag.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh my god, what the hell is her name? She's like an opera singer in the movie, but she's Brightman. Something Brightman. She is amazing.
Oh my god, yes. And I love how they do the backstories.
But yeah, she's a famous singer. Yeah. She was really big in the 90s, and she's done some work since, but I can't think of what her name is. Something Brightman. But yeah, super good. Mm-hmm. Sets are really fucking cool, too.
And even the way how they do the backstories, too, they'll switch over to like a comic book style. Yeah, yeah. And they like transition through comics. So, yeah, it's so good. But yeah, so is that done with musicals? I haven't done mine yet. Yeah. Go ahead. So mine is Rent, the musical, which pretty much actually is I discovered it more when I first discovered that I was gay. And so the whole entire thing is the concept about it is being gay in the 80s. Yeah. Which was a bad time to be gay. Yes. And so it's all about AIDS, being gay, and standing up for what you believe in. That's pretty much the whole entire concept of the film, and it is very, very good music. Is the film just stage play, or did they make it like an actual movie with the music? It's pretty much it was an adaptation movie from the stage play. Okay. So I wasn't sure if it was just like the stage play as the movie. Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I know in Team America they parodied the movie.
Yes.
Everyone has AIDS.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But it is well done, and it still is a message that people need to hear of. You don't like something, stand up for it. Okay. There's this really great iconic song, kind of 2-part song in there that is just a whole entire, hey, you are who you are, let your freak flag fly, be who you want to be. Yeah.
That's an important message.
Mm-hmm. Especially right now, in this day and age. I know it's 2017, but there's still people who are not comfortable with being who they are. And that got me through and made me comfortable with who I am. And made me into the person who I am today. Just by watching that musical. Yep. So it's much like with you, Jory, with Nightmare Before Christmas, how it helped you through something.
Yeah.
This movie helped me through something.
Yeah, exactly. And I think those are the most important musicals when, they're able to explain how they're feeling through song and how you can relate to it. I think those are the best ones.
Yes, and that's what this one is for me. And I know you guys haven't seen. I'm probably the only one here.
I've seen bits and pieces of the stage play part.
Yes.
I haven't seen. I should check it out. I
don't sleep much, and sometimes I just check out random shit.
Yeah. Idina Menzel is in it. She's very good.
Who is that again?
Sarah Brightman. That's who plays Blind May.
Oh.
You just clicked in.
She is one of the voice actors in Frozen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet either.
You should. Not bad.
But yeah, so the music's done.
Yes.
So TV series. I've got an obscure one. I love this shit. It actually it was gonna be Venture Bros.
I'm surprised, actually.
It was gonna be Venture Bros, and then it went to Boondocks. But I had to go with Megas XLR. This show was amazing. It was like 2 or 3 seasons. It pretty much is about this like fat lazy guy who lives in Jersey, and he gets a mech, like a space mech that's missing a head, and he outfits a car on top of it. So he's literally driving a car on top of a mech, and he does wrestling moves with the mech instead of like always like firing lasers and rockets and shit. So like, I like mechs. I'm not huge on them. Like, I just don't find the appeal. But I'll look at a cool mech and be like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But the whole appeal to this is it takes the piss out of mech animes. Because it just straight up like makes fun of them in its own way. Because again, like why would you want to run up and suplex another mech? But then when you think about it, like suplexing another mech is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And episode 2, Bruce Campbell shows up as some weird MODOK.
Yeah, you were showing me that all this.
Just a big giant floating Bruce Campbell head.
I was loving every minute of it. I'm like, I can't believe I haven't seen it.
They do an episode where they just take the piss out of the Power Rangers. Because they make fun of the Power Rangers.
And the Sailor Moon girls.
Yeah, the Sailor Moon girls show up. They make fun of them. Like, they just take the piss out of it. It's like, it's so fucking funny. It's like one of my favorite series. It deals with like time travel shenanigans. Like, these glorp things. They almost look like Dr. Zoidberg mixed with something actually horribly disgusting.
Wow.
They don't have claw hands, though.
Come on.
They have like the tentacles on their face.
All right.
And pretty much like the Megas mech falls through time and lands in present time instead of the future. And these Glorp guys chase it down. But with the head missing, there's no console to go back to the future. Back to the future.
It was mentioned.
Mentioned it.
Is gone. So they're all fighting, and he's just trying to destroy the mech because he's like, fuck, I'm going to destroy the mech and then I'm going to take over the world. And then that way, in the new future, humans will be eradicated. It'll be the Glorp or whatever, right? But they always get foiled by Coop, and he's just a fucking idiot. Like, wins by dumb luck 90% of the time. And it's so well done, and like, oh my god, like, the season, or the series finale of that is some of the best shit I've ever seen. It's so well done. Like, I almost wanted to show Jory the one day some of those scenes, but I'm like, you need the rest of the series to build this shit up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
To make it make sense why what happens works so well. And it's, so good. But yeah, Boondocks and Venture Bros, very close.
I love the fact that when you told me, like, that he only purchased this thing for $1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's hilarious.
Because it was buried in a landfill. And he knows the guy who works at the landfill. And he goes, hey, do you mind if I take some stuff? And he goes, yeah, whatever you want for $1. So he like uncovers his mech and hands him $1 and he goes, "Yeah, I'll take it." He's
Wow.
like, "What?" Yeah, he sells it to him for $1.
He'd buy that for $1.
it's like I said, like not my favorite type of comedy, but definitely up there. Is taking the piss out of something. And that's what I think that's the whole intent of this series.
Yeah.
There's even like one that makes fun of Predator.
Wow.
Like, there's so much references and shit they do in this. It is so good. I highly recommend it. I think most of it's not out on DVD or anything yet. There's a Cartoon Network thing, so I don't know what the problem is.
Right.
But I think you can find most of the episodes on YouTube.
Cartoon Network, I know, is like a 50-50 kind of thing.
Yeah, but I can talk about Megas XLR for days, so I'll pass the torch.
Hey, and speaking of time travel, mine's Doctor Who.
Of course.
Of course, yes.
Who?
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. That was...
Not like
that was
a
my
reference to... That actually is a reference in the show.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what that feels like when people do that.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway.
Okay, Christian Bale.
This is such a great show, especially with how many people have taken on the mantle of the Doctor. There soon is going to be 14 different people who have played the Doctor now.
Yeah,
I heard there's some controversy with
I
that.
agree with the internet now with the Doctor becoming a girl.
Yeah.
What do they think next? They're going to let women vote? Fuck
I don't-
people.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I'm going to give her a chance. I do the same with every single new Doctor. When the new actor comes in, I give them a chance.
So you just want to admit that the Doctor is not that powerful to do that? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, yes. Even though it has been
your favorite character.
It has been established in the lore that the Doctor could be both male and female. Like, could switch between being male or female at that time.
Yeah.
It is great that we actually are going to get our first female Doctor. I wish her luck.
Yeah. I just can't, like, I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan. I know enough about it to know, like, what's what.
Yeah.
But I hate the fact that people are getting so uppity about that. It's like, who cares?
Exactly.
If they said the Doctor can only become a male, like, from the beginning,
Mhm.
and then that's your gripe with it, then you want to what? That's fine, because that's a lore-breaking thing. But as you said, it's been established from the beginning that it can, and this is just the first time that it happens. And people are getting upset because women aren't allowed to act or something. I don't know.
It's more of the Doctor has been male for this long, and that's what they're griping about. But it's also the fact that we did this for Peter Capaldi. We did this for Matt Smith.
Yeah.
David Tennant.
I think David Tennant's my favorite Doctor.
Yeah, he's my favorite Doctor as well. But Matt Smith has one of my favorite seasons.
Yeah.
Which was
David Tennant. He's the more like modern one, right?
Yeah, he played Doctor. Oh, what's his name? The purple guy in one of the Marvel TV things.
I was actually...
Oh, Kilgrave. He's in Kilgrave. Yeah, and Jessica Jones.
I was just about to say, because I know
That's
you've seen that
David
one. Yes.
Okay, yeah, he's great. Yeah.
Yes, he is an amazing actor. Did he play Smog?
No, that was
that Cumberbatch.
yeah.
Okay.
You're messing up your waifus here.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Too many. Anyway, but the whole entire fact that every single time we've gotten a brand new Doctor, it has caused this controversy, and it's one of the huge controversies out there. I know it's not like when Donald Trump became president. No, it is
something important. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who is more important than that. It causes controversy every single time, and we're doing the whole entire same thing we did with Matt Smith. Because we were all, at the beginning, we were like, oh, Matt Smith is way too young. And then when Matt Smith was leaving, we were like, no, don't leave. No, don't. The new guy's way too old. We don't want him.
Yeah.
And now it's, the new one has tits. We don't want her. Don't go, Peter Capaldi, no.
Come on, but now, like, your normal average male can jerk off to Doctor Who and not be weird.
Exactly.
So it's one of the more interesting things about the series you like is like each Doctor is different.
It brings in a brand new kind of aspect of it. It changes up the show enough to keep it interesting.
Because
it's been going for 50 years, over 50 years now, with that dynamic.
yeah, since like the 60s or something,
Yes.
right? Like, yeah, it's crazy.
That Doctor Who like opening song, so good.
Oh my god, yes.
It's just like theremin noises, but it's so good.
Yeah. I have not had a more favorite opening than the Doctor Who opening, and they changed it up ever so slightly depending on the Doctor.
Yeah.
You know what's a cool and creepy concept that I really like is the Weeping Angels.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, at work we have the coffee cup where when you put hot liquid in it, the weeping angels appear, and as you drink
Ooh.
it down, they start to disappear.
I might have to stop in your work and pick that up.
It's 1999, I do believe.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Considering for
The-
Doctor Who
The
stuff.
one I want to get is the one with the dinosaurs on it. That when you fill with hot liquid, it just shows the dinosaur skeletons.
Cool.
Shocker. Ooh.
Shocker! I don't even know her.
Back to Doctor Who for a little bit. Even the villains. One of my most favorite villains actually is the Daleks. Don't do the joke.
Oh, let me do the joke.
Fine.
So, whenever me and Steve are around and Dalek get brought up, I always say, Dalek my nuts.
Ah.
I can just picture like Bishop being a doctor and then all of a sudden just like, lick my
When
nuts.
we were at the Comic-Con, I said that and Steve didn't talk to me for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because someone had a big Dalek thing. Or
Dalek.
I was like, hey Steve. He turns around like, Dalek my nuts.
Yep.
That's actually like usually I find it really stupid, but that was pretty good.
It's every time.
Every time, yes. But yet, you
Just-
have not ruined my favorite villain.
I would have been able to finish this podcast
So-
if I didn't say it.
Yes, I know.
So they're a race, right? They're
They are the actual main race, like controversy race against the Time Lords.
okay. So they're bred to hate them.
Yeah, they actually are in a constant war.
Okay, that's cool.
Totally defeated by stairs, though.
Not anymore.
No, that's
No, they actually were.
that's also that's also the one things. The Ed was that robot called in RoboCop? That
Ed
thing's weak.
209.
Ed 209's
209.
weakness.
They fixed that problem though with the stairs though in Doctor Who.
Who the hell was it that did that review? Someone did a review on RoboCop. And when it falls down the stairs, he goes, I can understand them programming the Ed 209. They have like the grunts and roars and stuff to look more threatening. But why would they install like a whining noise when it falls downstairs?
Like a puppy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, we're going off topic.
No, that's okay. Especially when you start talking about things that can't go upstairs. Of course, you're going to go off topic.
Yeah.
But a lot of they have such amazing parts. Like my favorite season, of course, once again, is with Matt Smith, and it's pretty much you see the end of the season right at the beginning, and it continues on and explains how we get to that point all the way to the end. And it's just one of those paradoxes, an entire season of paradox. It's so cool.
The imagination is endless, really.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, like, I love that trope too, is showing the ending
Mm-hmm.
and then showing how you got there.
Yes. That you would love that season. If I ever find that season, that would probably be the one I would introduce Doctor Who to you.
Yeah, well, I've seen the whole David Tennant season.
The Matt Smith one. It's Matt Smith.
Yeah. No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying I've seen the whole David Tennant one because when I lived here before, James and Sheena lived here, and Sheena makes you look like you haven't even heard of Doctor Who.
She probably has seen the older ones. I haven't seen them yet.
Oh, she's seen everything.
But this is the time when I'm going to give a shout out even for other things in Doctor Who, because they have this where it's not only if you don't want to watch Doctor Who anymore, you could watch Torchwood.
Yeah.
Which is their darker Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I might enjoy that more.
So they're Darker Who.
Anyways, and if you want a bit more lighter, like for the kids one, there was the Sarah Jane Chronicle.
Yeah.
Well, for that side of it. And there's even the new one right now, the new spinoff that they just had, which is called Class. And every single thing that they've done in their spinoffs just feels different. It's actually a really good show, and for a British show holding up still even today of being for 50 years, that is quite amazing. And still feels fresh today.
Stands the test of time.
Yes.
Literally,
yes. I like what you did there.
But I don't think we should talk about this anymore because I'm going to upset more Whovians if I keep opening my mouth.
Pretty much.
So
So
what
on
you guys
to
doing?
Bat fans who you're gonna upset, because one of my favorite. It was hard. Like there's a shit ton of TV shows because that's all I did growing up, pretty much. But the one that stood out to me the most and made me the fan I am today is Batman the Animated Series. Well, seasons 1 to 3, and the Red Sky series is kind of like but.
I was wondering when you made it to the animated series kind of stuff, because I thought that would have been your favorite superhero movie, be one of the...
Yeah, like Mask of the Phantasm and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was good.
It was really good. It was actually a runner-up, too.
Nice.
No, the animated series really was... It was cool because it was like this dark deco noir style to it. And a lot of the episodes were well written, more thought provoking than just Batman going out punchy.
So do you know how they did the style for that? Why it looks so different than everything else?
I don't.
Is because when you do animation, especially the hand drawn, you just have like the pad of paper and you do your frames, right?
Right.
With that, they did their frames on black paper. They didn't use white paper like you would normally.
Oh, right. So kind of get that.
That's why your basic color palette is black.
To get that like more like gothic dread feel to Gotham.
So that way any spaces that were left would just be black.
I'm going to take a look at the series because I haven't seen
it
it yet.
It's a really cool effect.
They're re-releasing it on Blu-ray soon, so yeah.
Nice. I might have to take a look at it.
What can I say? Voice acting is great. Mark Hamill is probably one of the best animated Jokers out there. I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but he really is.
Yeah.
He brings a lot of life to it.
From the videos that I've seen, because I've seen the whole entire top Jokers.
Yeah, even just watching him in the booth doing it, it's like so... He gets really into it. I was
about to say, when they do line reads, when they're finalizing a script, and you see everybody sitting down doing their lines, and then you see Mark Hamill behind everybody standing up, like acting out, because he's like, I can't do the Joker voice and the mannerisms if I'm not moving my body. Mm-hmm. But you see everybody else just sitting around a table, and he's just standing up and just fucking flailing and doing everything he needs to get the voice. It's like, oh, that's so good.
Yes.
And like, there are even some episodes where you feel total empathy for the villains. Like, there's for example, we were talking about earlier, but a 2-part Two-Face episode.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, Bruce, and basically what happens is Bruce and Harvey are really good friends. And you can see Harvey struggle with his duality before the disfigurement, and how they handle that in the 2-parter, I think is really good.
And even the shit with fucking Dr. Freeze is soul crushing.
Yeah, with his wife Nora, and even the baby doll one.
Yeah,
like that, like at the end where she's in the funhouse and she sees herself as, you know, like a full-grown 20-year-old woman.
Yeah. And
she starts crying, and Batman comes and comforts her. And I'm like, oh my God, my heartstrings. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's any other better superhero show out there than that.
Like,
so
it's a different series, but the one that got me was, I think it was the Justice League cartoon when they go and when they fight Ace.
Yeah.
He's like able to like literally warp reality. And she's going to destroy the world. Like, she's not going to destroy the world. She's going to destroy reality. And like the big girl, the black girl from Suicide Squad, sends Batman in with a gun. Like, you have to end this. Like, everybody's going to die. and he leaves the gun with her, goes in, and literally sits down on a swing with her, and talks with her and calms her down until she passes. Because she was literally going to take the reality with her. But he just sat down and just talked.
See, cartoon Batman is better than anything I've
Stop
seen.
hitting the desk!
Sorry, than anything I've seen. Sorry, I'm getting into it. I'm getting a little.
You're getting.
Cartoon Batman, the way he's written, is just so much better than I've seen in any live action Batman. So,
I'm also just going to throw. Well,
people having the nice talk doesn't put asses in seats, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
It's not a rom-com.
Yeah.
And that's why you're never going to see that shit happen.
Maybe with this...
that's why it's like...
who knows? We might with this noir Batman movie they're thinking about making.
Probably not.
That's why with the Justice League, it's Batman making Iron Man jokes and recruiting everybody.
Yeah. But I mean,
talking with them.
Have you seen the new Planet of the Apes movies?
I haven't seen the newest one, but I've seen two of them.
I'm missing seeing the third.
They are really good.
Yes.
Yeah. See, he's directing the Batman movie. So
we might actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like, I should be excited about Scorsese doing a Joker movie, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't. For a Joker that didn't work, they're really trying to shove him down everybody's throat.
Yeah.
I think DC is actually just trying to get rid of Joker, and they just want people to be fed up
with hate him. That's a shame. He's like their best
They're
villain.
trying to like X-Men him out.
Oh.
Yeah. I guarantee you that's what it is, because there's 3 movies coming out.
Why are they so like non-caring and spiteful about their own projects?
Because it doesn't work, so they take it out on the projects and not on the people who are fucking failing them.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It isn't.
As I said, I enjoy a good Joker story.
Yeah, same.
And I enjoy Teen Titans.
Yeah, that was a really good one, too.
What, Teen Titans Go?
No, Teen Titans.
He didn't say go.
No, I didn't say go at all. I said Teen Titans.
Because, again, a lot of the conflict in that is with themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with Raven.
That actually is my big, huge DC right there.
Like,
Teen Titans.
I think my favorite episode of that is when Raven and Starfire switch minds.
Yeah, that was really
And they can't control each other's powers because Raven is the way she is because she has to stay emotionless. And Starfire's powers are based on her emotions.
Mm-hmm. And
it's such a great episode. I don't even know if there's an enemy in that. I don't even care.
I think it's just them dealing with that.
But it's like the whole episode is either just that or could just be that. And that's fine.
Yeah, I don't really recall.
I don't think there was a conflict. If it was very small.
A lot of their episodes, I don't really recall the villains at all. I more recall the way how they react. Yeah.
And like that's
and such a catchy theme song too. And, yeah.
And that's why we can't really talk about it. But that's why my project I'm working on that you guys know about is the way it is.
Yeah.
There'll be more on that next year, but hopefully next year.
Stay tuned.
Also, yeah, I got one more thing I gotta say. As soon as that came on every Saturday morning for me, that theme, like, it just hooked me right in. Yeah. Like that.
Titans.
Well, no. For sorry, I meant to go back to Batman.
Oh, Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the way it just, like, oh man, I was always fixated. Like, oh, what episode am I getting today? Like, and like, like it panning up to him on top of the building with the lightning, and it shows Batman. Like, it's iconic. It's a great theme, and Danny Elfman's score. It's I don't know what else to say.
Amazing.
A very close second for me is the Batman series. But, like, the first 2 seasons.
I don't know if I got as emotionally invested in that one, but...
It's definitely not as emotional, but I like what they did because they changed so much of the Batman mythos. Not really with Batman, but, like, a lot of his villains were a lot different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the 3rd season was okay when they introduced Batgirl. But it was about halfway through that season you knew they got told they had to kid it up more. Because season 4 and on are very, like...
Probably losing their demographic or something.
Are definitely written for younger kids. I
First
really
couple
like it.
seasons, I agree, are good.
I own all of them. Walmart had them on sale for like $8 a season the one time. And
Nice.
we just picked them all up. But yeah, good season, good series, but it dies down really quick. But
And that's it for what I have to say about animated TV series.
well, it's just TV.
Or sorry, TV series.
Before we go on to the next one, I just gotta say the one thing I miss is the Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, same.
Just waking up, and you would have a bowl of cereal watching. Your
Oh
cartoons.
yeah, there was nothing better.
Oh god,
Yeah, that's something like kids these days just don't even know.
no, they get cartoons all the time, anytime they want. Turn on the TV.
Even without Netflix and shit, like there's enough channels.
You know
out
what?
there.
Some of them don't nowadays. Like, but a lot of the ones we had weren't pandering towards us.
No,
Yeah.
Like they didn't make us feel like babies.
they actually told stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like-
Teletubbies.
Get out, Bishop.
Again.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no that's
Yeah.
a staple.
That hands down. And Cookie Monster actually ate cookies.
Like
And Keebler Elves. No, I'm joking. You know what I'm talking about, right? Robot Chicken.
but one of the real life people that like played a real life person, not a puppet. When he died, it was like, God, I can't remember his name. But when he died in real life, they did an episode explaining death and shit. Like,
yeah,
that is a very tough topic to talk about with kids.
that is.
Yeah.
And like they even had a warning at the beginning
Was that with Big Bird?
yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and Snuffleupagus.
Yeah. because Big Bird doesn't understand what it means.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's just going to be gone for a couple days.
Yeah.
And they have to explain to him what it means and stuff. And like they even put a warning, like, because like, not because it was disturbing material or anything, but it might be too early for your kid to see that episode.
Yeah.
And be able to comprehend properly what it means. But it is a very important episode.
It is, and
they didn't candy coat it.
no.
Like when they finally get it through to Big Bird what it means, wow. Like, fuck you, Sesame Street. You're supposed to make me laugh.
Yeah.
Make me learn numbers and letters. That's supposed to break my fucking heart.
Watching Big Bird cry.
Yeah.
On a lighter note.
Yep.
On to Westerns.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. So mine is Back to the Future
Sponsored by
3.
Best Western Hotel.
Yeah, probably actually.
Sorry, I talked over you. You say that again.
Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Western.
So many Back to the Futures.
Yeah, I know.
So for best worst movie, Bishop, we should mention part 2.
Well, now you just spoiled it.
Oh.
Oh, gee,
No.
no.
I just gotta change this answer.
That's why I have it blank there, because I didn't want to write it down and have you guys be like, oh, that's a great movie.
But
Well, yeah, this is one I know almost nothing about. I know they have to get a train up to speed. That's about it.
yeah, pretty much. If you've seen the other ones, you pretty much have seen this one. It's a rehashing of the exact same films that you've seen twice.
Just a bit steamier.
A bit steamier, yes. But
Because it uses a steam train.
it still is a good movie.
I think. I don't know. It might be a cold
Yeah,
train.
it's a stand. I think it is.
Yeah, I think so too. But it still is a good movie.
I didn't pay attention with the few clips I watched.
I love how they use I love Biff's ancestor. In that.
I
Like
love
there's
it.
always got to be a different version of Biff.
Yeah.
Always. I love the ancestors that they actually had and just had the representation.
Oh yeah, like the
Everyone's-
McFlys,
yeah.
with
Yeah.
they were like Irish or whatever.
Yeah. Beautiful. Just gorgeous kind of way of
And
doing
then
it.
I feel really happy for Doc because he like finds a love interest and
Yes.
like yeah.
And that, even though, yes, Doc didn't really need a love interest, but still getting one wasn't too bad.
So I really don't have much to say about this. It was too
Well-
much sand and it was too dry and coarse for me to enjoy.
Oh, whoa.
So that's your
Whoa.
best worst movie, right?
To be fair, I've never actually said, like, it has to be a movie I'll watch over and over again. I will not watch
To be
it.
fair,
I will
no
quote
one,
it over and over.
no one blames you.
Yeah, no one does. Anyways, that's all I have for that.
Mine is a spaghetti western. Was made. Well, just 1 second here, folks.
He's bringing up his cheat sheet.
I believe it was. It was the mid '60s, and it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the story's pretty neat. It's about this stranger who meets up with this famous Mexican outlaw who team up together to find $200,000. Woo! I know that's not a big deal nowadays, but back then it was.
That's like
it was
like
huge.
$1 million today,
Yeah,
or if not more.
And that soldier. This was also during the Civil War, and it was basically a race to see who can get this treasure that was buried by the soldier out in the graveyard first.
Go.
Yeah. Ooh. And a lot of dirty, rotten backstabbing going on, as it did in the West. I don't really know, but
Sure.
Didn't pay attention when you were there, right?
well, with my DeLorean, no.
With my TARDIS, I didn't pay attention either.
A great score, especially towards the end, where you see the Tuco, the outlaw, racing, searching around the graveyard to find the tombstone where the treasure is buried. I think Metallica does a cover of it. It's beautiful. There's also a really funny scene where he's in the bathtub and someone's coming to kill him, and he's just talking to him, and then just he shoots him. Just like, he gets up and he says, if you're going to kill somebody, kill them. Don't talk. Like, yeah, exactly. You see in all these other movies where the villain's just like going on with this monologue. Like, why doesn't the hero just like,
just shoot him.
Just kill him.
Yeah.
Like, you're bad for society, so see ya.
But I always find that they always monologue when they're have the hero tied up.
Or not really kill him, just knock him out, and, if he's not about that, and just send him to jail and be like, yeah, I'm tired of listening to you, bonk.
Yeah.
Like, so, that's one of my favorite Westerns. It's good, and you should check it out. Oh, and it has a pretty good villain, a leader of a part of the Union army, abusing his power a little bit too much. He's between like the stranger and the outlaw. He's actually the real jackass of the movie. So, yeah.
So it's a modern day film based off of the way how society's going.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Got it.
So, I don't watch that many westerns. Not that I don't like them, just never happened for me. But I did watch Blazing Saddles by Mel Brooks.
I haven't.
It has been
Really?
a long time since I've watched this movie, but I know it's hilarious. It is very not PC. This movie would not be released these days. There's lots of bad talks about Indians and not white-skinned folk. So there's a lot of bad stuff like that, but it's a comedy. It is funny. Same vein as Spaceballs, if anyone's ever seen that.
It's great.
So that kind of thing. I know it's like a black guy moves there, and it just kind of spins out of control from there. I totally forget the story. This was one I was having trouble, so I just kind of went with Blazing Saddles because I knew I watched it. I knew I liked it.
Just like how I went just put Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
But see, like, I want to have a good movie, so that's why I put Blazing Saddles.
True. But that's the only...
Right, Jory?
I don't really care. Third one's not my favorite, so...
Well, yeah, so unfortunately I don't have much to say about it. I just know it's hilarious and would never get released today.
Yeah.
But, I was going to say, what's your Western, Steve? But we started with
Yes, pretty much.
you. So,
So
we'll
on
go to Jory
to
for...
His romance.
Always got to get cheat sheet.
No, it's not cheat sheet. I'm just looking at my list, see what I picked.
That is just cheat sheet.
Well, I have my cheat sheet ready right here.
Well, it's not your turn.
I know.
Mine I'm not really that big into romances as much as
Really?
No.
I thought you were
I
Mr.
don't have a
Romantic.
leading, charming, romantic life. Let's see. I picked Edward Scissorhands. I think that's, your classic, more modern tale, even though it was made in the 90s, about, the whole, monster loving the girl and girl loving him back sort of thing, like King Kong or whatever.
Yeah.
And, but, you really feel bad for, Ed, he's all up alone in the house, and, this lady selling makeup finds him, and she feels bad for him. She wants to, make him, bring him, to live with her so he doesn't feel so alone. And then he meets, her daughter later on, and...
Hey, buddy, we're doing a writer.
Yes, she's very attractive in that movie. And,
She's still attractive.
yeah, she's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Picky.
Yeah.
But no, she's still
kick people out of my bed.
she's still charming. Of course, years take toll on everybody. But anyways, back from saving myself there. He falls in love with her. But she's already dating this douchebag played by Michael. What was it? Oh, he was in The Breakfast Club. He was the nerd in The Breakfast Club, and I can't remember his name
I know
right
you're
now.
talking about. I
Yeah.
can't think of his name.
And he's like the Gaston of the movie, and she later finds out that he's not the one for her, and she falls in love with Ed because he's more like sincere and just more likable guy, down to earth, and he can do all. He's very creative with his hedge projects and whatnot. So
a weird thing about this movie, Tim Burton didn't think Johnny Depp had the acting chops back in the day. He was like his 12th choice or something for the people who came in. But it's Michael Jackson was actually supposed to play Ed.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
There was so many people ahead of him. And it's just they either had to duck out or the Michael Jackson thing was going to happen, but it was right around the time all the child allegation shit came out, and Tim Burton just didn't want to deal with that. And it just he got stuck with Johnny Depp. And it's weird to think that's almost a parallel universe of him not wanting to cast Johnny Depp.
Yeah. It was one of his
but it's
more
the movie that started it. And
breakout roles for him, right?
I think his next biggest role before that was 21 Jump Street.
Well, wasn't that before? And he was in that series?
Yeah, before.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That was
before.
That was his biggest movie he was in before Edward Scissorhands.
I mean, before he got really big.
Yeah.
It was probably this movie.
And then before that, it was him actually being kind of a terrible actor in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Because that was when he first started out, he did not have really any acting chops on him. But yeah, so it's 21 Jump Street that got him in the door for Edward Scissorhands. And Tim Burton was like, no, I'll find someone else. And then now when you think of Tim Burton, you instantly think Johnny Depp.
Yes, exactly.
Or Helen Bonham Carter.
Characters.
Yeah.
He'll make a new character to get Johnny Depp in this movie.
And his wife.
He has to, yeah.
Yeah.
So, it almost feels like a parallel universe.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, the movie's very pleasing to look at.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Tim Burton movies are, even though some of them aren't that great, but the visuals are still really cool.
I feel like sometimes I'm on acid or
and even
that kind of thing.
The color of the houses was done that way because in reality of its own movie, of course, they're just normal houses. but because he was locked up in that tower and all he could see was like stone and like black, is like to him it just seemed like everything was so much more colorful.
It was a whole.
He didn't really get to see red or blue,
Yeah.
so just in his mind,
He's so innocent and wide-eyed.
It's his point of view.
Yeah,
Which is awesome.
And it's like, that's such a cool thing. Because I always thought that was weird that the houses were painted like that. But in the reality of its own thing, they're not.
and I think she really falls in love with him because he just enjoys what he's passionate about,
Yeah.
and what he enjoys the simpler things in life, and I think that's a big part. Should be a big part of a relationship. It shouldn't be about like all like macho and good looks.
And it was Vincent Price's last acting role.
Oh, my heartstrings. That
Oh.
the first 5 minutes of that movie, like
And he was really sick when he recorded those too. But I actually think like not saying yeah, I'm glad he got sick, but it made that opening seem like so much more because
believable.
You could feel like he wasn't acting like he was dying. You could feel in the way he talks like he's not gonna. I don't even think he made it to the end of the movie.
No, he dies like the first 5 minutes.
No, like in real life.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I think he was actually supposed to be in the movie a lot more, but they had to cut him because he started to get sick. So I think they had it where it's just going to do the opening and the ending, but then he passed before they could even do the ending. So that's why he's only in there for that short amount of time.
I don't know. The movie has like a beautiful like Frankenstein feel to it. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
But, yeah, so for like the romance on mine, I've got two here because I couldn't say one was better than the other. And also the first one's kind of cheap. It's the first 12 minutes of Up.
Oh, but the feels.
Again.
Where
Again.
it's,
First few minutes of the movie, it makes me cry.
like the movie's not bad. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But like that first 12 minutes, there's not a single word of dialogue spoken. And just seeing the love that those two had for each other. And then like when they lose the baby and just he's there for her and he's there with her right to the very end. It's just, it's so well done. And again, like not even a single word spoken. It's all done through visual. It's so amazing. But if we have to choose a full movie, I'm going to go with Princess Bride. Because that movie could be comedy, fantasy, action, adventure. It could be everything. It could be even a superhero, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's really good.
It could be anything.
It is so good and so amazing. And like some of the stuff that they had to do some of those scenes, like Andre the Giant wasn't very healthy in that. To the point like he couldn't even sustain the weight of the main character. He couldn't sustain the weight of him being on his back. And like Andre the Giant's like freaking like 600 pounds or something, 600-700 pounds. But he had so much back problems. They actually had to use stand-ins and stuff to hold I know there's scenes where it's like the scene when it's like zoomed in and it's like you see their faces and he's like holding it on his back.
Mm-hmm.
They actually had to have him standing up on something because he just couldn't support him and shit. But they did that all well. And after he fell down, when they go rolling down the hill, like him and the girl, he actually like sprains his ankle severely bad and continues on the scene. So you see him stumble when he gets up, but he stayed in character and finished the scene. And then I think it's during the sword fight he has with Antigo, he's nursing that leg. I think it's that fight scene. It's not that fight scene. It's another one, but you can tell he fucked up his leg. So like, they went through so much shit. But just this guy who goes and just learns how to sword fight, learns how to do all this fucking Robin Hood bullshit, becomes immune to like some fucking poison just to save this girl, and she's kind of a bitch to him.
Doesn't he not take it though? Doesn't he trick the guy into drinking the poison?
No, he put the poison to both.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's no way that he would get away with it, and he slowly consumed the poison over over however much time he had. So he built a resistance to it.
Oh. It's been a while. I have to watch it again.
It is worth the rewatch.
Yeah.
100% worth the rewatch.
And there's Rich Savvy.
Yeah. And Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson.
Oh.
But yeah, so like, you love that movie to death. I think it's better to watch it as an adult. Because it was great as a kid, because it was that fantasy adventure. But like, it's actually better for like the romance side and like all the goofy shit that happens in it. It's so good. But yeah, so Princess Bride had to be on the list.
Nice.
But yeah, what do you got?
Well, for mine, it was one of those things when I was randomly stumbling around Netflix. Stumbled upon a Belgian film. So it's like subtitles and all that kind of stuff called North Sea Tech.
Films on there.
I do. So this one's
We should have had that as a genre, actually.
We actually should have, yes. We've talked about it a few times.
So I'm going to choose Rocky Handsome. That's another one of my favorite Indian action movies.
I would have picked this one right here, which is North Sea, Texas. So it's a relationship between these two teen boys and shows a bit more of them growing up.
Okay.
Pretty much. And falling in love in a time when this really was not allowed, where they would be like, hey, when are you going to go and get a girl in your life and have kids? But they end up having this relationship still on the side, and you get to see the progression of their love, and you feel for them. And it's one of those types of movies where there's not a lot of lyric, like not a lot of dialogue into there. It's, you know 100% what he's saying, even if you don't want to read the subtitles.
Yeah.
That's what this one comes down to. It's such a lovely story. I cried. I felt every kind of emotion in this movie. All in the span of it. And I love that when I actually watch a movie and I get every single kind of happy and sad with it. And that's what I got from this one. So, yeah.
Those are the best, ones, not the, like, cheesy Disney, I met you for, like, 12 minutes kind of
and
romances.
Now I Love You.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get back to that later. But, Bishop.
Yeah, so, continuing on with the romance genre, we're on to the Johnny Monster movies.
Oh, the ultimate.
I love those.
The ultimate romance movies right there.
Yeah.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
You know, they call them kaiju because it rhymes with waifu, kind of. I know. No, it doesn't. But
I hope that's not a thing. I really do.
There's got to be some kaiju waifu word somewhere.
Let's not delve into that.
You know the rule, right?
Huh?
The rule of 34?
Yeah. If it exists.
There's porn of it.
That's true.
We finished each other's sentences there.
So, this is technically a giant monster movie. I'm pretty sure the other two are going to have bigger, gianter monsters. But I put Tremors. This was originally as my action, but I had to put Sing Him. Tremors, in terms of pacing, gets a 10 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10 movie.
And effects.
But, yeah, the effects are amazing, especially for the budget they had.
Mm-hmm.
But this, like, film schools use this movie to show off how you pace a movie. And it's a schlocky fucking B-movie monster movie. It has no right being this good. I suggest this to anybody. Even the one character, Bert, who's like gun crazy in it, is hilarious. All the characters, you feel for all the characters. Even the characters who you're not supposed to like, you like. They're all well written. They're all well acted. The monster effects are amazing. Like, type in Tremors miniature scene from on YouTube, and you'll see a scene where Bert and this other girl are fighting one of the graboids in a bunker, and it's almost impossible to tell what's life size, what's CGI'd, what's miniature, and there are scenes that have like pans from like real life people to miniatures with no cutaway, and it's almost impossible to tell what's what. Like, that's amazing.
And
it is so well done.
I never knew that scene was miniature and that, like, until you showed me that and you started pointing it out. That is shocking.
Yeah. And it's such a quick scene. Like, it's only like a minute and a half long.
Mm.
But it's, like, it's funny. It's kind of, not really scary, but you definitely get jumps out of people. Like, they're not jump scares, but, you know, like, it goes from, like, quiet to action really quick. The talking scenes, they get exactly what they need out. They add, like, 2 more lines, and then the next scene, like, the pacing is impeccable.
Yes.
Like, I said, like, I give this movie, like, a 9 out of 10. It does have some issues, but very minor. But we're talking just about the pacing. This is, like, the only thing I'll give it 10 out of 10. Because it is perfectly paced. And they get everything they need in the movie. And then the other, like, 6 Tremors aren't that good. But Tremors 2 is okay.
I forgot they made that.
Tremors 2 is okay. It's definitely worth watching. I'll watch it. I'll watch that one a lot. But after that, they kind of get a little bit...
You know what? Last time I seen Tremors was on TV. Yeah. And I feel like they cut a lot of that stuff out.
They do cut a lot of it out, and you're dealing with commercials. So you don't,
you know what? I want to...
pacing.
Yeah, I want to watch it, like, on a Blu-ray or something.
You gotta watch it right from the start to beginning, and it is... It's one of those movies that feels like it's only half an hour long.
That is 100% true. It does not.
I think it's 90 minutes.
Somewhere around there. I gotta say, it cannot be.
It's like an hour and 20, if anything.
Yeah.
It's definitely an hour and a half-ish. But man, like, just everything hits exactly where it needs to.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. And the movie is fun to watch on top of that. Like, it's not a bad movie with good pacing I was talking about. It's a good movie with all this good shit behind it. It's another one of those movies that does not deserve to be as good as it is.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's as good as it is. But, so that, Tremors, go watch it. Fucking amazing. Go ahead.
Mine is Cloverfield. Not Cloverfield Lane, Cloverfield.
Which actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, the very first one, yes. Yeah. I'm more like one of those kind of, I love lost footage kind of stuff. Like Blair Witch Project, Chronicle, this one.
Oh, I totally forgot.
Forgot about
Chronicle. Should have been on this list.
Yes.
Okay.
That special shout out for that.
Thanks, Steve.
No problem.
Oh, man, I totally forgot about that movie.
A lot of people do, actually. It's one of those things that you will forget about, and then you'll remember it down the road.
I own it, and I watch it all the time.
So
it's a good superhero movie.
It is. It is an awesome superhero movie. But it has a really good villain in it.
Yeah. Just your average Joe snapping.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So spoilers for ahead, but before we do the last one, we'll do a favorite found footage movie. If you want to include
seriously?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
If you can think of something.
I'm trying here.
I actually have my my found footage one then.
Okay.
Oh no. I got it actually. Okay. Yeah.
So for this one, it's still my giant monster movie is still going to be going with Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Because this is a really good found footage kind of one. And the whole entire fact that you're kind of getting glimpses of what the monster looks like. This is really what I have sometimes problems with some of the giant monster movies. Is I don't get the suspense of what is it? And found footage, sometimes found footage, you get that kind of what is it? Could it really be that? Or could it just be someone messing with it?
Yeah.
And you get that whole entire small glimpses of what the creature is, what the creature looks like.
Yeah. And it seems bigger that way too.
Yeah. It definitely makes the monster seem even bigger as well. And then when you finally get up close to it, and you get to finally see the creature in all of its glory, which, when you're going to go and see a found footage monster movie at the beginning, you're going to know you're going to see the big, huge reveal. It always makes it seem that much bigger and epic.
Especially that scene in the tunnel.
Oh my god.
It was so intense.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't seen the
what-
second one yet, but I saw the first one.
Skip the second one's good, but it's more of like we're hiding away and you're dealing with an insane person than you are dealing with a monster.
Oh, I was talking about the first one.
Yeah,
but yeah.
that's what we've been talking about the entire time.
Yeah.
This one, yeah. The first one is really good for that whole entire part of you're following these people and you're realizing that their life just went to shit.
Yeah, they're enjoying themselves, having a party.
Yeah.
and-
One of them already had his life going to shit, but it just all of a sudden goes even worse.
Yeah. Like, major panic.
And
you know what's cool too? Another one of those things where you gotta watch again, and you notice at the beginning of the film, you can see the thing entering the world in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is awesome. Just to even watch that and just to see the buildup of it. I've watched that one multiple times and I gotta say, it gets better every time for me. Just to watch that. It's one of my favorite, but not my all-time favorite, found footage.
Yeah. All right, what do you got for us, Jory?
For giant monster movies, I got Destroy All Monsters. It's not like really intense or like, but it has one of the more like special effects of the 60s where it's a Toho film. So it's a
Toho.
Japanese giant monster movie. So they, used a lot of guys in suits.
Should have put Son of Godzilla.
Yeah, no, screw that movie. That movie's more about bully awareness than actual giant monster.
What's
But
wrong with bully awareness?
but when we go see a kaiju movie, we want to see them destroying things and beating the crap out of each other. But anyways, the premise is simple. It's just Godzilla, and I think his son was in it, on an island, just dealing with all these other monsters, and you got a whole slew of them, like Mothra,
Oh, I love Mothra.
Rodan, I can't say that. I can't. Ghidorah. It's just a mash of monster Toho All Stars all coming together and seeing who's like the king of them all. And I don't really remember the human stuff too well because I never really do in those movies because I don't give a crap. Like I usually just want to fast forward into the monster parts.
Yeah, you heard it here. Jory doesn't give a crap about humans. 2017.
You know what I mean, damn it. And I already admitted I'm a human. And, yeah. That's basically what I have to say about the movie.
Alright, cut you off there.
It's cheap and some of the fights can get kind of laughable, but, it's a good, dumb monster movie to watch.
So, those like bonus round before we get to our last one, is, I'm pretty sure me and Steve have the same one.
Yeah.
But for found footage, it's Chronicle.
Yes, Chronicle.
This movie was so good. It's like, even the shaky cam parts aren't even shaky cam.
No, and it makes more sense of when they're kind of shaky, but it's so cool.
And it has my favorite thing in the world. Because it's like, okay, we're doing a found footage thing, right?
Yeah.
So we can't use super crazy cameras. Because it doesn't look authentic.
No.
How do we make this look good? Oh, just like 20 minutes into the movie, have the kid buy an HD camera.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, that's brilliant.
Yes.
They show him buying a new camera and then he uses that. Yeah, like, this is one of those movies I highly recommend.
So do I, 100%.
Because it could be like, what if just any of us stumble upon that meteor and gaining powers. Like,
I think this movie is, like, using quotations around it, has made me feel for the villain the most.
100%.
Yeah, because he had a really shitty life.
I know.
Or was during the movie.
He had a shit life.
I don't condone what he does, but you understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
You get it. It makes sense for
And,
someone like that to be pushed over the edge.
and the one thing I really do truly like as well, for people who get the powers, they actually show them training their powers,
Yeah.
learning to use their powers, and not just be like,
Yeah.
oh, I just got these powers about 5 hours ago. Oh, now I can use them perfectly.
Yeah, and like they literally say it's like a muscle. You got to
Yes.
work it out.
Yeah.
And how it's like they don't always have like it's actually not the smart kid that's always figuring everything out. Like it's actually the black jock character that actually figures out that they can fly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you would think that would be what the
brainy
smart
kid.
would figure out first.
Mhm.
And like the movie is so heartwarming. It makes you love those characters, and it makes you know exactly where each one of them are coming from
And where they stand.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you see how and why it escalated to what it does, and like in that situation, if that was real, you could see that exact thing happening.
Mhm.
Like it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so well done.
It
Played
is.
a better villain than he did in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yes.
I am actually upset that I forgot about that movie.
Well,
I am straight up disappointed in myself.
I'm glad that I mentioned it,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that we got to do this bonus category.
Like, as soon as you said it, it hit me like a truck. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
How could
yeah.
I forget?
I would probably put that as my action over Singham. Because Singham is kind of a joke, but I have watched that movie many times and I love the action scenes. But I would probably put Chronicle over it.
On like emotional value.
Yeah.
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 Mine is actually like, I guess going back to horror. Quarantine, not a great movie, but it was inspired by this, is Wreck.
Yeah.
It's my buddy introduced me to it a few years ago, and it is a very intense psychological found footage movie.
Yeah.
And again about like things of the unknown that creep me out, like demons and shit. It's basically that, but it's more like a virus in this building, and it's going around and it's possessing people and turning them crazy and killing each other.
Yeah.
And like the build up to it is like really slow, but it's again, like Bishop was saying, like it has good pacing. And once it gets to that moment, it's all like your heart just jumps up into your throat, and especially at the climax. Like I won't give it away, but it's really creepy and intense.
Nice.
So, now we're up to our last category. And we'll let Steve start this one, but it's best worst movie. So some people get confused when we bring this up. It's a bad movie that you yourself enjoy watching.
Yeah. And mine is Halloween Town 1 and 2. Since Disney movies are, like Disney Channel original movies, are so cheesy, love stories are so forced, and the effects, you wonder where they got their effects budget. That describes...
I don't even know if you can buy computers that can render like that.
Yeah, I know. That describes Halloween Town 1 and 2. To a T, right there. You wonder where they got like some of their practical effects. And I look at this and I love this so much. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
It is so bad. It is predictable story. You can call it all throughout the beginning to the end of what's going to happen. But it is so good.
Wasn't the second one like they became whatever they were wearing, Halloween masks they were
Yes.
wearing? Yeah, I remember that one. And they're like, "Oh no, Mom, how can we get her back?"
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, we solved it. where everything could be solved just by Deo Ex Machina.
Everybody's a winner.
Pretty much. But how are they so good? How?
So what do you got, Jory?
Now, I know some people will really argue with me on this one. They will say it's actually a good movie, but for nostalgic purposes. But me, I think it's, I don't know, I enjoy it, but I know it's stupid. It's Space Jam. I don't know, like, something about, like, turning your Nike Looney Tunes commercial that only lasted for like a minute into like a feature-length movie is really ridiculous. But at the same time, like I don't know, like like the idea of the Looney Tunes using Michael Jordan to save the world. No, to save what? Wait, no, not to save Earth. To save them from total enslavement on Moron Mountain. That the name of that fucking planet kills me.
Yeah.
Like it was like amusement park planet, and like to save like them from like these like aliens that turn into giant monsters once they steal the talent from all these NBA players, like. The ridiculousness alone of that idea is why I also love it. So, I don't know. The jokes don't work as well because I love Looney Tunes. Well, like the 50s Looney Tunes, but when the jokes they make here just fall flat, I find. So, I don't know. And, it's also a very exploitive movie with the marketing between like the Nike and the McDonald's and like, what Wayne Knight says in like one sentence. Like, I don't know. That's mine.
I don't know. I mean, it's just because Lola Bunny's in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then there was that weird fucking bunny fetish.
Yeah.
It's like bunny with boobies. She's hot. Like no.
I'm just gonna say this: there are far worse movies than that one.
Well, there was
but there's pleasure.
But there's like. With all the money Warner Brothers has, like they could spend it so much better.
Yeah, they could have made a way better movie.
They could have.
Yeah.
But it still is good.
I don't know. It's half and half.
I'm just super happy you haven't seen the full abyss of what bad movies are, Jory. I envy you.
You know what? I was like, I haven't seen too many, so I'm like, whatever. Like,
you've seen one. Disney Channel original movies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not even in the abyss.
I know. And you picked that one.
Hey. No.
I know. It's
not great though. It's not.
It is
good. No, it's
though.
not. It's not. You think about it. It's so many flaws. And
it is a bad movie. I want to say it's
like the animation is good.
Yeah.
But other than that, like.
If we're just looking just at the story, yeah, it's a bad story.
It's got some, and you know what? It's got a good soundtrack. I admit, I still listen to some of the songs from that movie now and then.
There's only one song, right? Because that's all I remember.
Oh, Space Jam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else remembers all the other songs. Like,
what? You don't remember R. Kelly? I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Yeah. So. Like, those are bad, but I'm kind of known for liking bad movies,
and this is the one I've been waiting for.
Hence why, like, a lot of my list, a lot of times in this list, like classics that like infants have seen, I still have yet to see. Just okay, so I gotta explain this. Ratings for most people are going out of 10. I've talked about it a bit already. It's like your 10 is going to be like your favorite movie. 7 to 9 is like, great movie, you enjoyed it, you watched it in theaters, you're probably going to buy it when it comes out. 4 to 6 is average. You watched it, you enjoyed it, You probably might not even watch it again. 1 to 3 is not worth your time. You want your money back. You wasted it. Mine's pretty much like that. But like as I said, 10 is almost unachievable. Tremors is probably the only thing I would even consider a 10. And just because of its pacing. And then the rest are the same. But 1 to 3 is... You made a bad thing. You did the wrong one. But I will pay money to watch that movie. I love those movies. The worst on my list is to be a 4 to 6. Because it means you're average, and I'm probably going to forget you. So, 1 to 3s are my jam. I love bad movies. And I couldn't figure out what one to pick. There's... Probably what I'm going to say is the Camp Blood trilogy.
You're actually going to mention it.
Yes.
Do that.
I gotta do Camp Blood.
Now, what came before that? Friday the 13th? Like that idea? Or that...
Oh, Camp Blood was made like in the 2000s.
Okay.
It's a new movie. So I also want to say, give recognition to the Killjoy series. The first one's okay. The second one's terrible. Like, not even a fun redeeming factor. But the third one is so much fun. I watched it like 4 times. I got in one of those. You pay $8 and you get like 10 movies. It's the whole series is on that. I would not recommend those movies, but I love them. But Camp Blood. Okay, I bought this. It was all 3 movies for $8 at Walmart when I first started working there. I saw it. I'm like, oh shit, horror movies for $8. I'll get it. The quality of these movies. I guarantee you, 90% of their money went to buy the girl. There's 3 different girls in each movie that have amazing tits. I guarantee you, 90% of their budget went to get her to take her top off. I do believe it's the second one when the topless girl dies. She gets stabbed with a knife multiple times. And instead of buying a steak and stabbing that maybe and recording it, it literally sounds like someone just has like a half jar of mayonnaise and is just fisting it. Like it's like that kind of noise for this girl getting stabbed to death.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I've heard the stories of this.
The camera shots are terrible. We could probably go in the backyard right now with like one of our cell phones and make a better movie with higher video quality. The audio half the time doesn't even pick up the voices, so they had to redub a bunch of shit. There's a campfire scene. My favorite thing is the campfire scene. There's this campfire. They're all sitting around, and they're talking, and they do have like 2 perspectives where it's like behind them, and also looking through the fire at them. You can't hear what they're saying over the fire because it's crackling too much, and I don't think they had a mic near them. And then when it's behind them, you can tell, like, the fire was causing problems when they were recording it at night. So they recorded those scenes during the day and just put, like, the day-to-night filter on top of it. But it's done really poorly. Like, no one tweaked it to make it look the same. So it looks like every 15 seconds, the sun's rising and setting. Oh, amazing. The killer is just a dude in a clown mask. There's no originality in the kills. The closest one is, and even my roommate said this as a joke. He's like, this would be more interesting if the sleeping bag was the killer. And there's a part when someone falls out of a tree in a sleeping bag, and we're like, you called it. The sleeping bag ate somebody.
That's hilarious.
Also, in the first one, when you first hear about, there's only one likable character in the entire series. Unless you count the tits. They're driving down the road, and they're trying to find this camp that they're going to, like Camp Blood. And there's this guy just walking down the street in, like, army fatigues, doing, like, the bushwhacker walk. Like, if you ever watch wrestling, like, the guys who came out, they're flailing their arms up over their head. Doing that just down the street. And this guy overacts his entire scene. And it is amazing. Now, most people would probably watch 15 minutes of the first one and snap the disc. I am probably going to watch it for the whole series a 3rd time coming this Halloween.
Didn't you show me that one scene one time?
I don't think I did.
I think
I
'cause
don't-
I
I
remember that
haven't.
scene for some reason.
Okay, I might have shown it to you, but
Yeah.
I'm
if
intrigued.
if I did, I might not be that good of a friend. But yeah, like, bad movies, the worse they are, the more I will watch them.
I think you were showing me to show how bad it was. I
Yeah,
think that's why.
it is. I might have to crack the disco, but to show you guys some scenes. It is kind of amazing. But yeah, like, almost to the point, like, I would even say the Camp Blood series is like a -2. But because it's so bad, and I love bad movies, it's like rolled around and become like an 8 or 9. Because I can get so much of enjoyment out of a terrible movie. Like, other than the Bushwhacker guy, there's no acting. It's all line reads. It almost seems like the camera was so bad so they could have their phones out and they could just read their phones for their lines. Like, oh my god.
And we thought ours were bad.
And I've watched these multiple times.
You know
I have
what?
spent money on these movies.
Mine is just under average, okay? I'll give you that.
Like, if you hate yourself, find Camp Blood. They'll be in those stupid horror compilation things, or just on YouTube probably.
Probably on
If
YouTube.
someone wasted the bandwidth to upload them.
As a joke, probably someone did.
They are bad. I would not recommend.
I don't know what. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
I would not recommend unless you watch it with a bunch of buddies. Drinks or not. But just to have fun ripping on it.
Oh, God.
Like, I haven't watched Camp Blood by myself. I'm not that brave. But I've watched the Killjoy series by myself.
Unironically, too.
Unironically. Like, watched it and enjoyed it. Didn't enjoy the second one. The second Killjoy is just not good. Doesn't even make sense in its own continuity. But one is bad, but, you know, it's like a killer clown in the ghetto. And then the third one just expands on everything and it's not in the ghetto anymore, but like, the third one is actually an attempt. You know they tried. So it's actually watchable. Not good, but watchable. But yeah, I might have to do like figure out like my actual favorite worst movies and make a list. I might have to do that.
Yeah.
You know what's one I've seen that's worse than Space Jam? I probably should have put it on here. Was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
You shut your whore mouth. That movie is amazing.
Keep going.
I don't know. Like, it's so like I get it. Like they're clown aliens, and of course they're gonna use like cotton candy for eating people and like shadow puppets for killing them and stuff. But it's all so like cheesy with like the whole like.
That was like one of my favorite movies as a kid.
I don't know.
Oh, I love that.
I like the effects are really cool actually,
Yeah.
but like
yeah,
the premise is really silly. Like
it's definitely a worse movie than what fucking Space Jam is.
yeah.
But yeah, like that's
Because
like,
you're talking about clowns and stuff, so it
Yeah.
just reminded me.
that's like opening the barrel and getting one of the legs in there of the bad movies.
Yes, I know. You've got all the like compilation DVDs where they're just so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, if you see those where it's like I think the one right in front of me right now is 17 horror movies and it cost me $8. That's not a deal.
It's back on sale. Right
The
now
only
on Walmart.
reason I bought it is because I wanted the Killjoy series on it. It's actually got all the Puppet Master movies, which aren't great horror movies, but they're movies. Like, if someone were to tell me they like the Puppet Master movie, it would be like, really? You like that garbage? But they're not great. They're okay. But then there's just a bunch. They have the Killjoy series, and there's a bunch of just random one-off horror movies. Which I've watched every single movie on that. Again, unironically, and enjoyed myself.
These are the kind of movies I like to like laugh at the ridiculousness of it and just have like in the background while I'm like playing a game
Yeah.
or whatever.
I also contemplated putting Ghoulies on. If anyone's ever watched
Oh
Ghoulies.
no, I keep hearing about it though.
It's the one, like, the cover has a toilet and has this little weird green guy popping out of it.
It intrigued me because it reminded me of Gremlins a bit. I don't know.
It was literally made after Gremlins to kind of monopolize off the tiny monster movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're small. They're like Gremlin size.
Critters. We watched those together, and those were pretty bad.
Okay, Critters 1 is good. Critters 2 is actually amazing. Like, it's still a bad movie, but
you know what? I don't even remember what happened in the
Critters
second one.
2 was the one where the Easter Bunny's there, and it jumps down the Easter Bunny's chute.
Was that the one with the giant ball?
Yes, and then they lure it with with all the hamburgers and hot dogs and French fries and blow up the barn.
Yeah,
that's the second one.
Oh man,
that's the one most people know.
Yeah,
and then the third and fourth one are just god awful, like not even fun to watch.
Oh yeah, when they're on the fourth one is like the whole space trend.
Yeah,
where they gotta put them in space.
Yeah, what one is? I would definitely say one is a bad horror movie, but it's fun.
Yeah,
2 is actually good. It's actually got production. It's got actors. It's funny. Yeah, and it tells a story. But 3 and 4 just
3 is like in the apartment, right? And Leo's in it. Leo, I'm like, oh, it's young Leo.
Yeah, it is. 3 and 4 are like 1 and 2 have good pacing. 3 and 4 do not have pacing. Like they don't have pacing. They don't have. It's so bad.
I still own those. Those are great.
Yeah.
Well, the first 2.
Yeah. So there's some good ones. Any last things we forgot about that anyone wants to add? I kind of went on a tirade there with the worst movies.
So yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to. I knew there was worse than Space Jam because I hadn't really thought about it. So, what about you, Steve? I'm good.
I was just going through my movies that I had here. It's like, anything else?
Well, okay, sorry. I had Godzilla 1998, but everyone knows like a lot of people say like, oh, that was actually good, but when you look
bad.
You look at it now and it's like
I was going to say those people are wrong, Jory.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like
that's a lot of fish.
It's a lot of shit. I don't know. It's when you see Godzilla not looking the way you want Godzilla to look and his roars coming out of his mouth, it's like, oh no.
Wait. Here's one. Planet of the Apes, the remake.
Oh, the Tim Burton one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not...
You're saying that's a bad movie?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the Tim Burton, yes. Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
It's not that, yeah.
I own it.
I think Mark Wahlberg said that he would rather, like, jump out the window of a plane than do that or something like that.
But the monkey sex scene...
Oh
God.
Well, it didn't really show anything, but thank God.
Yeah, so... I think we're done. We're almost 3 hours and 40 minutes. So we should probably wrap this up anyway. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in. If you guys like this, we'll definitely come back and do some more podcasts.
Yep.
So have yourselves a nice day. And thanks for tuning in and have yourselves a wonderful day.
Later.
See ya.